Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
It all started with a little back and forth, between the president of Mexico and the U.S.
Yeah,
but
it sounds pretty lighthearted at first.
It is. But, there's always more going on than meets the eye.
No, absolutely. Yeah. There are some deeper historical tensions and power dynamics that are kind of bubbling under the surface here.
Yeah, and, if you like this kind of deeper dive into history and current events and culture, well, highly recommend checking out the Merit of Magic channel on YouTube.
Yes.
Make sure you like and subscribe for more fascinating content just like this.
Great channel.
So to set the scene,
yeah,
we've got former U.S. President Donald Trump, now back in office after the recent election, suggesting that we rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Wow.
Now, you might be thinking, wait, what?
Yeah, a little bit.
And you'd be right to question that.
I mean, the audacity of that suggestion is pretty remarkable, wouldn't you say? I mean, the Gulf of Mexico is bordered by multiple countries.
Right.
Not just the United States. And the name is internationally recognized.
It's not something you can just...
You can't just change it.
Yeah, unilaterally decide to change on a whim.
Right.
And Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum was clearly not having it. Her response. She fired back with a proposal of her own, suggesting that the U.S., or at least the Southwest, be renamed Mexican America.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I know, right?
I have to say, Sheinbaum's response was brilliant. And she uses humor and history so masterfully to just expose the flaws in Trump's kind of simplistic view of Mexico. I mean, her retort wasn't just a witty comeback. No. It was rooted in historical fact. She specifically referenced the 1814 Constitution of Apatzingán, which was drafted during the Mexican War of Independence.
Right.
And this document actually used the term Mexican America to describe a vast territory.
Wow.
That included much of what is now the southwestern United States.
Yeah, she even brought out an old map during her press conference to visually drive this point home. It was brilliant.
I love when people use visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really smart move. I mean, on the surface, it seems like just a playful exchange.
Yeah.
But Sheinbaum subtly challenged U.S. dominance and reminded everyone that history is often more complex than we think.
Right.
It's a powerful reminder that, perspectives on history can vary widely and that we shouldn't take any single narrative for granted.
Absolutely. Now, this name change back and forth wasn't the only point of contention.
Oh, really?
Trump also claimed that Mexico is essentially run by the cartels. But Sheinbaum quickly countered this, suggesting that Trump might be operating on outdated information.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so she pointed out that Trump might be stuck thinking about figures like former Security Minister Genaro Garcia Luna, who was convicted in the U.S. for colluding with the Sinaloa cartel. Obviously, that wasn't a great look for a government supposedly free from cartel influence. But Garcia Luna is long gone.
Right.
Exactly. Sheinbaum was firm in her assertion that in Mexico, the people rule, pushing back against this narrative of a country completely overrun by cartel.
Claudia Sheinbaum ya otayo. Shabete ya komera khaveni kana pokayu tita pero yemu ku ak.
De donde soy no nos rajamos, cualquier tierra la trabajamos. El sacrificio jamás es en vano, que hasta el espacio hemos llegado. Where we are from, no nos rajamos, and what we dream of lo realizamos. Gran paisano, hermano, amigo, soy mexicano. Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera, verde, que separa tierras y nacimos con legado de grandeza. Extraño mi rancho, también mi familia, pueblo querido que no se me olvida, aunque de este lado me trajo la vida, siempre paradela como Pancho Villa. Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera, verde, blanco, rojo lo llevo en las venas, como el águila volamos sin fronteras, rompemos la malla que separa tierras y nacimos con legado de grandeza.
A nuestras mujeres y madres inmigrantes, un ejemplo de fuerza y valor. ¡Y que viva México!
Y aunque el acta diga americano, hay en puro mexicano.
Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera, verde, blanco y rojo lo llevo en mis venas.
Como el águila volamos sin fronteras, rompemos la malla que separa tierras y nacimos con legado de grandeza.
Mi gente, por ahí andan las noticias que según quieren deportar a toda la raza trabajadora y les hicimos este corrido, compa Kevin.
Para que le pongan oídos dice más o menos así, compadre. Años tengo trabajando de este lado, buscando el mentado sueño americano.
Los gringos aquí ya no nos quieren, que según les estorbamos.
Se menciona mucho en los noticieros, traen muchos mitotesos del gobierno.
Resulta ya quieren deportarme, en eso no estamos de acuerdo.
Resulta que por ser inmigrante mi valor es insignificante. Si supieran lo que batallamos para salir adelante.
Ya con día salimos a chambear, no creo que a nadie le hagamos mal. Ya quisiera verlos trabajando como lo hace este ilegal. ¿Y qué culpa tenemos nosotros los inmigrantes por querer buscar nuestros sueños? ¡Ánimo, mi gente! Y no se me rajen.
Y así suenan los de la norte, compa Jesús Méndez. Puro elegante récord, mi viejo. ¡Ay, ay, ay!
Unos días no duermo y otros como mal, pa' que a mi familia nada le pueda faltar.
Se murió mi madre y a mi padre, espero volverlo a mirar.
Canto por mi gente, no se vayan a agüitar, que Diosito es grande y de esta ley nos va a salvar.
Nomás acuérdense de Florida, nos volvieron a ocupar.
Resulta que por ser inmigrante mi valor es insignificante. Si supieran lo que hemos sufrido para salir adelante.
Día con día salimos a chambear, no creo que a nadie le hagamos mal. Ya quisiera verlos trabajando como lo hace este ilegal.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Damn. Hey, family. Oh, let me take this off real quick. Hold on a second. Am I supposed to replace these? Okay, this doesn't want to come off. Okay, hi, here we go. How y'all doing, man? I hope you guys are well. I can't. Something's wrong with the mic. I don't know if you guys can notice it. I may have to switch. I may have to switch mics. You guys let me know how that sounds. Let's see who's here. What's up? What's up, everybody? Real quick, bro. Hey, shalom, brother, man. Good to have you. Oh wait, hold on.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Let me know if they're staticky, please. I need to find out. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, shalom. Yes, I made it live. Happy to be here. I'm gonna dig the. I dig the. Bhagavad intro. Yeah. It's good. Hey, mías, buenos días. Hold on a second.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
And hold on a second. Let me switch headsets. I don't like the way this sounds. All right, give me a second, real quick. Give me a quick second.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles does not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting
Testing
gain.
1, 2, 3.
However,
Hold on, sorry about that, fam. I didn't mean to press that button. Give me a second. I'm trying to fix this sound here. If it ain't one thing, it's another, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy how this works, fam. It's crazy how this works. Hope you guys can hear me. Hold on a second again. I'm trying to fix this, all right? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Okay, here we go. Okay, perfect. Now I could hear. All right, hold on. Okay, man, we back. We are back. All right. Okay, here we go, fam. Sorry about that. I was gonna use my we call it my sunglasses, but I can't really see, man. I can't really see. Anyways, I want to say something. Hey, Jeremias, man, I appreciate you, brother, a lot. And if anything, I've learned so much from you, whether you think I have not or not. is one of the hardest working brothers I've ever actually spoken with, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, mad love for you, brother. Mad love for you, man. Que viva Mexico, cabrones. That's right, bro.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Hey, and for all you, and when you try to claim our heritage,
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
those are facts. I'll be real. What's up, fam? What's up, bro? Well, hold on. There we go, bro. Sikaru. Or Sikaru. I think that's how you say it, right? That's right. I said already. What's up? What was that song called? I don't know. There's a couple of them. There's one called the Himno Mexicano and then the Inmigrantes Unidos. You know what I'm saying? Fire in California is 100% contained according to Cal Fires. Yeah, they have. Some people are speculating. Right now, there's a lot of speculation. And that's what we're going to have to deal with because that's how the right and left work. Okay, so let's see what's up. Aztlán belongs to La Raza. 50 million Raza throughout all Aztlán Califas and Texas have larger economies than Russia. Aztlán has the fourth largest economy in the world to claim what ours was Aztlán. That's right. Matter of fact, $3.6 trillion of GPD, bro. GPD. You know what I'm saying? So please, somebody trying to come and tell us that we don't belong here and shit. And it's like, bro, for real, bro? Like, come on now, man. Now, again, family, I got a good topic today. I hope you guys can appreciate it. I hope you guys can appreciate this topic because I'm going to go deep on this. I'm going to go deep on this topic here real quick. Okay, so here, I just wanted to share the screen. Let me now switch this way because we're going to get heavy on this, okay? Now, the topic is called, anyways, I appreciate you guys being here, okay? So I appreciate you guys a lot for supporting the channel. It's called American Feudalism, okay? American Feudalism. Now, a lot of us have no clue what that word means. Now, I had no clue what it meant until I started reading this book, which contains some history regarding the Visigoths, the Franks, you know, all these people, right? These Europeans. Now, I'm also going to prove how these Europeans, right? They always want to create the people that have been present since the beginning of time. So it shouldn't be a surprise to them. You know what I'm saying? Now, I just want to say this too, though, on the brother, man. Let me do this real quick. Sorry, family. I got to do that. I got to show props to my hand.
I want to say thank you to.
I want to say thank you to my brothers right out there, bro, that work hella freaking hard, bro, every day, every single day. Y'all busting your ass going out there, bro. That's beautiful, all right? So let me be quiet. Let's listen to this real quick, all right? You know, you guys know how I do it, bro. I show you guys some videos, then read you some scriptures. You know how I do it, bro. So stick around, man. I appreciate your support. Let's go. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna have to
Mexican people.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to minimize and close my window here, because if I don't, then it's like sloppy play. I gotta update this computer, which I will. Right. So let me just giving you guys a heads up. Let's go.
Just for doing everything that they do, dude. I feel like every week we should have a round of applause for Mexican people. I feel like in America.
Well, it's weird to want to keep them out. You know, they have some of the best food. They're the nicest people. They're some of the hardest working people. Like one of the
and they're organ donors too. A lot of them.
Well, that's awesome. One of the dumbest stereotypes ever was like the lazy Mexican. Like, what are you talking about? Everyone I've ever met has like fucking 3 jobs. They're all working 12 hours a day.
I want to say thank you to Mexican people.
Mucha gente hoy nos empezó a trabajar en muchas cuadrillas. Llegamos, muy poquita gente que venimos y arriesgándonos y con miedo. Muchos se quedaron, optaron por quedarse en su casa y es algo triste y lamentable lo que está pasando. La verdad, sí, mucha gente, pues todos andamos asustados. Es algo bien injusto. Nosotros estamos de acuerdo que haya deportaciones, pero para la gente que en realidad se porte mal, que haga muchas cosas malas en este país. Nosotros, la mayoría de los campesinos, venimos a trabajar para sacar a nuestras familias adelante. No le hacemos daño a nadie. O sea, la verdad que no. Toda la gente que está en contra de nosotros, que para que nos saquen, que hagan deportaciones, nomás recuerden que con estas manos, la fruta que ustedes se comen, que está en su mesa, ya sea uva, naranja, limón, fresa. Esa es piscada, esa fruta que se están comiendo es piscada por gente inmigrante y casi la mayoría por pura gente latina. Y nomás piensen eso, nosotros les llevamos la comida a su mesa y creo que es injusto lo que está pasando. Espero que las cosas se arreglen. Saludos y bendiciones y cuídense. ¡Ánimo!
Let me tell you a story they don't teach in schools. In 1848, the U.S. stole half of Mexico, California, Texas, Arizona. They took it all. They thought we were weak, broken, and finished. They figured we'd stay quiet, that we wouldn't dare fight back. But let me tell you something, Mexicans don't fucking quit. 6 years later, in 1853, the U.S. came back ready to take even more land. They thought it'd be easy. They thought we were still on the ground. But this time, Mexico was ready. The people had united, stronger than ever. We had our weapons, our pride, and we were done taking their shot. We stood our ground and told them straight, not this time, cabrones. That fight wasn't just about land, it was about respect. It was about proving that Mexico doesn't bow down, not to the U.S., not to anyone. We showed the world that no matter how much they try to take from us, we'll always rise, we'll always fight back. So next time someone doubts Mexico, remember this. We've been through hell, and we're still standing. 1853 wasn't just a fight, it was proof of who we are. Viva Mexico, cabrones!
El 50% de las personas del mundo.
Es increíble lo que está haciendo México. Está enviando cuadrillas de bomberos para apoyar a Estados Unidos en sus incendios forestales.
Miren qué increíble, cientos de bomberos mexicanos ya han llegado a Los Ángeles, California, para combatir los incendios que actualmente están destrozando a esa hermosa ciudad. Así es, mi gente, como lo escuchan, y es que estos bomberos mexicanos han estado compartiendo en redes sociales que han tomado su propio tiempo y dinero para viajar a California, específicamente al área de Los Ángeles, para combatir los incendios que actualmente hay. Y según ellos lo hacen sin esperar nada a cambio. Solo quieren ayudar, salvar vidas y dejar claro que los mexicanos son de las personas más chingonas que hay, siempre dispuestas a ayudar a los demás, lo cual es realmente increíble, especialmente considerando todas las críticas y el odio que actualmente están recibiendo los mexicanos aquí en Estados Unidos. Así que nuevamente mis respetos para estos señores, que Dios los bendiga y proteja durante sus labores y que viva México.
¿Cómo ven esta ironía? Mientras los migras van a sacar toda la gente de Bakersfield, hacer todo el escándalo con los mexicanos que tanto trabajan en los fields y para mantener a sus familias y al pueblo de Bakersfield, el país de México mandó a sus bomberos.
By the way, you know, and this is why, I was thinking, by the way, family, let me slow down here real quick, because it's been a while, like a full week that I had a chance to get on this live. And honestly, I've been trying to do this class for several days, but things have been impeding this. Whether it's circumstances, I don't believe it's coincidence. It's a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, I had this time to kind of reflect on this, and it's just so interesting to me as these fires are going on. They're actually exercising deportations right now, stopping people, asking for their papers on you know, on this, what do you call it? On the like they're driving around with cars that are you can't tell who it is. I can't remember the word for that. But think about that. Meanwhile, Border Patrol agents head to Bakersfield, California, not to help fight the fires, but to carry out deportations. You know, man, I'm not this conspiracy kind of person, but I have a feeling the right wing started this shit. That's just me. I have a feeling they started this because they knew that they were going to start deportation early before this stupid ass jumped into the office. Look, listen, man, propaganda and the way this society works, this feudal society, and I'm going to call them feudal society because it comes from them. And I'm going to show you how deep this rabbit hole is, because this shit matters to me. This is my hint, man. This is why I do these classes. Why the reason I do it. And by the way, I appreciate you brothers and sisters that have helped with my son's fundraiser. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He's doing okay, but you know what I mean? That's on another day. Let's go.
Mexicanos para que le ayuden a la ciudad de Los Ángeles a combatir con esos gran incendios que están sucediendo hoy mismo. Y no nomás mandaron a los bomberos a pie, también México mandó a muchos helicópteros para que les ayuden a apagar los incendios y para asistir en lo que se necesite. Y nomás, qué chulada. puro helicóptero mexicano. Y aquí les voy otra imagen de los bomberos mexicanos trabajando muy duro para terminar esos incendios que los bomberos americanos no pueden hacer. Pero para que ustedes miren cómo los mexicanos les ayudan mucho al país de Estados Unidos y el país de Estados Unidos siempre echándonos tierra, diciéndonos que somos criminales, que no somos buenos para nada, pero miren nomás, véanlo por ustedes mismos.
And you want to know something? This is why, and this is the only channel that has been pushing back against all of these nations. Not favoring, oh, because you look a certain way, I'm not gonna say nothing. No, I'm gonna call your asses out for everything you've done. For everything you committed. And for the support that you still do. I'm gonna show you guys, man. Like, this guy's surprised, like, man, I can't believe that this guy's border patrol. Like, bro, don't be surprised, brah. They've been here since 1492. Both nations, all 4, 5, 6 of them came. Specifically 2. The same ones that are voting and having rights and privileges out there saying at the same time that one of them civilized us and the other one made America. Okay, well, how come you guys aren't out there turning on the fires then if you supposedly built America? I'm still waiting for that group to show up. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
In an incredible act of solidarity and support, Mexico has dispatched over 100 firefighters to Los Angeles to assist in battling the devastating wildfires that are ravaging the region. Here's what's happening. Presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum announced the deployment, which includes military personnel.
¡Espartanos! Los espartanos jamás se retiran. Los espartanos jamás se rinden. Que no se todos. Ni retirada, ni rendición. Esa es la ley espartana. Y por Esparta y su ley se quedarán a pelear. Caer. Ha iniciado una nueva era. Una era de libertad. El enemigo nos sobrepasa 3-1. No está mal para cualquier griego. Este día rescataremos al mundo del misticismo, la tiranía y la crueldad con un futuro mejor que el que cualquiera imagina.
Typically wouldn't let a video run this long, but I think it's important that you guys can actually see how long this is and why it matters to us. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Raza, citizens of the USA. Contribute the most, but get paid the least. We are robbed of our time, our children of their lives, all to pass it on the gabacho and their children. Not just the gabachos. Well, let's just say this. We'll say gringos. Because it's not just güeros. You know what I'm saying? Because there's other people, like, for example, why do you think the Justice 8 is in jail right now? It wasn't predominantly güeros that put them in jail, bro. There was morenos in there. Corrupt morenos in there. And morenas. As soon as we started calling them out, all of a sudden now they're like, let's put their fucking spick asses in jail. No actual reasoning to keep them that long. Literally, they have no rights at this particular point. So let's be mindful, because I'm going to show you guys how deep this rabbit hole is. Look, the reason why I brought up feudalism is because it connects to encomiendas. Feudalism is exactly encomiendas. And they painted it in a different manner. Yet a lot of people, a lot of these nations who are running this government benefited from it since the beginning. What we were told in a white academia, white and black academia, and it's not the truth, fam. This is the channel that tells you the shit. Let's go.
Momento de un espartano, el triunfo más grande de todos los que aprecia. Es el momento en el que ha combatido de corazón por la preservación de Esparta. Victorioso. ¿Quién está dispuesto a caer al lado de su rey? Así que hoy luchen con todo. Luchen por sus hermanos. Luchen por sus familias.
Menos mal soy mexicano.
Bomberos mexicanos llegan a California para brindar su ayuda y tratar de controlar el fuego.
Los mexicanos no hay frontera que los frene si de su ayuda se necesita. La operación Serpiente Amarilla está en marcha.
Nosotros mexicanos venimos con mucho gusto a apoyar a nuestro país vecino y aquí vamos a estar.
Desde distintas partes de la República Mexicana, un centenar de bomberos llegan a California para asistir a sus contrapartes estadounidenses en la lucha contra 26 masivos incendios activos, que hasta ahora se han cobrado al menos 26 vidas y han roto el récord del estado con unos 2,5 millones de acres arrasados.
Sabemos que puede haber situaciones de riesgo. Creo que los incendios forestales en todo el mundo nos dan ese tipo de amenazas, de oportunidades, pero estamos preparados para poder darle soporte.
Primero recibirán una orientación y capacitación. Posteriormente serán trasladados por tierra al Bosque Nacional de Secoya, en donde serán distribuidos en 5 equipos, compuestos por 20 bomberos cada uno.
Es una de las 4 mujeres de este contingente de 100 elementos.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, family. The brother, all will be revealed, said that apparently it's been contained. There is something that they say about los topos de Mexico, güey.
Mexico Raza has been sending our people to go help. They went to Spain. They went here before. They've gone to South America, Central America. This is the spirit of the Mexicas, the anointed. That's what it means. Meshiacha means anointed, means Messiah. You better start realizing the bloodline that you guys come from.
Mexicanos. Para la mayoría, esta es su primera visita a Estados Unidos.
Increíble que mientras que el presidente de Estados Unidos se la ha pasado criticando al gobernador de California, en pocas palabras diciéndole que no sirve para nada, por otro lado, están llegando nuestros bomberos mexicanos a apoyar para extinguir estos fuegos que están afectando el estado, especialmente el área de Los Ángeles. No cabe duda que los mexicanos estamos en otro nivel. ¿A poco no, mi raza? ¡Saludos! ¡Venga!
100 bomberos mexicanos voluntarios están ayudando con los incendios forestales en California y bueno, esta operación se llama Serpiente Amarilla y bueno, pues ellos tomaron un avión de Guadalajara a San Bernardino, California, donde ya está.
Oh, man. Hey, hold on a second. That's where I'm from. ¡Cabrones! Hold on. Come on, do it right. Come on, do it right.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
That's where I was born. Guadalajara, Jalisco, Colonia Miravalle, güey. That's where I was born, in Colonia Miravalle. Miravalle, that's where my colonia I'm from. All right, let's go.
¿Cómo los mexicanos les ayudan?
¿Quién está dispuesto a caer al lado de su rey?
Saludos, venga.
100 bomberos mexicanos voluntarios están ayudando con los incendios forestales en California y bueno, esta operación se llama Serpiente Amarilla y bueno, pues ellos tomaron un avión de Guadalajara a San Bernardino, California, donde ya están trabajando con estos incendios forestales y bueno, pues más de 2 millones de acres han sido acabados por estos incendios forestales que han sido tan devastadores en California, que todavía hay muchos que están activos, más de 20 incendios activos, imagínense, así dicen las autoridades, pero bueno, pues llegaron los bomberos mexicanos a ayudar y bueno, pues ellos están felices y contentos, así de expresarlo, de poder ayudar a su país vecino. Imagínense qué bueno, ¿verdad?, que se puedan venir a poder ayudar a que son todos los compatriotas acá en California, donde la verdad que se necesita demasiada ayuda y que no se dan abasto los bomberos y bueno, pues es un vivo ejemplo de que se puede ayudar unos entre otros y más que ellos que son expertos en todo esto y bueno, pues por eso se les llama la Operación Serpiente Amarilla. ¿Cómo ven a estos mexicanos? Que un aplauso para ellos, que bueno, aquí los traeremos.
Pero es
Did you know that AI is set to create 97 million new jobs by 2025?
Esta no es la primera ni la única vez que México ha hecho eso, no solamente con Estados Unidos, sino con también su otro socio comercial, que es Canadá, a pesar de las declaraciones que han hecho últimamente ambos países acerca del Tratado de Libre Comercio y a pesar de que Canadá está diciendo que quiere un tratado exclusivamente con Estados Unidos y está dejando fuera a México.
Un segundo contingente conformado por 100 bomberos combatientes mexicanas y 2 técnicos partió este miércoles a la provincia de la Columbia Británica para apoyar en la supresión de los incendios forestales que afectan a ese país. Así lo anunció la Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores mexicana. Esta medida fue tomada como respuesta a la petición del Centro Canadiense de Interagencias de Incendios Forestales de recibir más apoyo internacional. El centenar de bomberos mexicanos partieron este miércoles desde el Aeropuerto Internacional de Guadalajara, en el occidental estado de Jalisco, y tras realizar una escala en la ciudad canadiense de Vancouver, llegaron a la provincia de la Columbia Británica, en la costa oeste del país. El pasado 19 de junio, un primer equipo de especialistas mexicanos viajó a la provincia de Ontario, en la costa este, y actualmente se encuentra dividido en 5 brigadas que trabajan en las regiones de Dryden y Sudbury. Los especialistas fueron recibidos por la cónsul de México en Vancouver, Berenice Ceballos, quien les dio la bienvenida en el Aeropuerto Internacional de Vancouver.
Sabemos que prestaron sus servicios en Chile, luego estuvieron también en México combatiendo los incendios y ahora acuden si ustedes acudieran al llamado de entendimiento bilateral. Llevan el nombre y el respaldo de México con ustedes.
Y hablando de socios comerciales y de México y Estados Unidos, quizás tú supiste que
Okay, so I think that drives the point, okay? I don't know why I did that. I think that drives the point, family. I think that drives the point.
Let me go ahead and shut these down real quick. I'm gonna need some of these windows here, so give me a second. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and close this up. Get going here. Let's see what I want to show next. Give me a second. Hey, I read that, man. This is something that, not the low wages part. If I recall, my mom, I don't think she ever made more than $8 an hour, bro. This was when the time when we were having like $6.25 an hour, hourly minimum wages and shit back in the day. I just don't think my mom ever made more than 8. So I definitely know what the hell that's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I definitely know. And yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, it's not FBA, Wabo, HBI Spirit. That's for sure. Hey, by the way, I don't see them out there like turning off the fires. They're real good at saying, we built America. We built America. You Mexicans are Mongols. You guys don't belong here. You invade us like the white man did. Okay, sounds good. How come you guys ain't out there putting out the fires? You say you built it. Why wouldn't you try to keep it? I mean, it's like, to me, it's a very confusing. You know what I'm saying? When you own something, you sure should be able to like take care of it. Why do you think Raza comes up here and takes care of it, bro? Because we care about our land. You know what it's about. Hey, that's true. Many lives under the conservative umbrella as an excuse to be racist against Mexicans, for sure. For sure. Hold on. This is what I say to them. Gotcha, bitch. And also, this one. Fuck that puto! Especially those. Especially the orange ones. The right wingers. What's his name? Nick Fuentes and Ben Shapiro and all them stupid asses. They think that they're so intellectually advanced because supposedly they came here to civilize our people. They didn't civilize shit. If you guys actually believe in the Bible, you would know exactly why they had some particular advantages over us. Now, I don't like to get into this, but I got to talk about it because this is kind of the topic today. The meaning of words, feudalism. We're going to look up the word feudalism pretty soon. But again, I'm kind of going through my little, moment here because it's been a good week. Haven't done a live. I've done some reruns. I do come on the live as I'm doing the reruns, but some of the videos I've been shown was to kind of go back into some history. Okay, I like to show history. But there is this topic that went around, and I was talking to a brother about this, and I got to kind of say this. Real quick. Okay, so check this out. I'll start with this. Now, I remember one time I did a video on asking Marvelous. I don't know if you guys know who he is. It's like, hey, I got a question for you, because he invited some BHIs to his live, right? I got no problem with the brother, man. I think, what I'm saying? He knows what he's talking about. There's just some discrepancies in his knowledge, I believe. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, when I see something that makes sense, yeah, I'm gonna agree with it. And here I agree with what he's saying. You see, even though we're all indigenous to this land, we are also different tribes. You got the Arawak, Tainos, Mexicas, right? Now, within those main names, we have individual groups, Chichimecas, Tarascanos, right? But predominantly, those particular type of tribes within that separate, bigger so-called tribe, they tend to know they're Mexica, Arawak, or Taino, right? So, again, when the terminologies, actually, let me say this. When you have to look up words before you go and say the word. You cannot claim to be something if you don't know what it means. Like, that's why it relates to the class. You need to know what encomienda means and what the root is to understand why and who is here. And how come it keeps happening to us? And why is it that a system that seems to be equal to everybody is not equal to everybody? No, because spiritually speaking, the system that these people have brought, the feudalism, right? The feudal state is exactly what they've been practicing since the time of the Visigoths, the Franks, after the Greco-Roman, conquering. These are the same people. Again, nothing new under the sun. So I appreciate what the brother's saying. I think he's in his right position to say what he's going to say. Because now all of a sudden, this other guy that he's talking about, he don't want to do lives no more. Apparently he's tired of it. But me, man, I dissect people. I pay attention. So I'm going to put my point across and then we're going to move on. All right, let's go.
I had another question.
Yeah.
So in speaking of the term, using words and all that. So how do you feel about our people using the N-word?
Honestly, people go, oh, I wasn't raised like that, or I have a lot of black gente and where I grew up or whatever. But I mean, you got a lot of homies that grew up in South Central or wherever, and they don't use it. It's all on the person. I don't believe it.
But then a lot of them do too, right?
Right.
'Cause that's like where I see fools in South.
I think this is a great point to bring up right now. All right. Okay, I think it's a great point. Right here. Wabo pretendians hate anyone who has any alliance with Spanish-speaking countries. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, remember though, let's reflect on this Waboism. Let's reflect on this Waboism, okay? Let's kind of like put a perspective. Oh, the battery's dead. Okay, great. Already, bro? Come on, man. Let's put a perspective on this. These pretendians, these Wabos, right? They also say that people from Europe came and conquered them, right? And they say that the people from Europe were swarthy, they were black. So they say that they ruled Europe for almost from 700 AD all the way through 1400, right? Right? That's true. That's historical. So, and then they were in Spain. So if that's the case, who is the real fucking Spaniard? It's gonna hurt. Who's the real Spaniard? You guys say you ruled Europe, and then supposedly you came here and you had other dark-skinned people like you guys. So if you ruled Europe and you were in Spain, that means you were Spaniard. That's gonna hurt. So then if you're a Spaniard, that's gonna hurt. Then why the hell you call us Spaniards? That's right. Let's continue, fam.
Also fools that don't, of course.
Right. I always say, don't use a word if you don't know the correct meaning of it or definition. You can't change it.
And he's got a point. Don't use a word if you don't know the definition. Let's go.
Just because of your feelings. Look at the whole thing that what happened with that dude. I'm not even gonna say the whole name, but that vato that calls him American fucking whatever.
American Cholo?
Yeah, that vato. He got all hurt at the term Chicano. When they called in and they asked me what the definition of a Chicano was, and I gave him the definition. They go,
and you said he wasn't a Chicano,
well,
right?
he's not. He's from Honduras. The word Chicano comes from the Mexica word.
Mexica.
Is a bloodline. You can't just because you watch
people of the land.
You watch Blood in, Blood Out. Oh, I'm a Chicano. It's the way you live. And no, it's not the way you live and the way you think. That's all raza.
I like the word raza. I think that one is the most encompassing for all of us.
Yeah, it is.
He is 100% correct. That's gonna hurt. And anybody can be a Chihuahua, bro, unfortunately. See, you have to understand the definition of what it means to be a Chicano. It's not an experience, it's a bloodline. It's like me trying to say, I'm Salvatrucha. The Salvadoreño would be like, bro, you ain't Salvatrucha, bro. You are Mexican. You can't be Salvatrucha because only Salvatruchas are Salvadoreños. That doesn't mean you're not an indigenous of our people. You just have to understand the definition of it. And then at the same time, bro, I could see where you should have came at, hey, I appreciate that culture. I appreciate that. I relate to that. But you can't go and claim some shit and all of a sudden get offended when somebody calls you out. Because it's important to understand definitions of words.
But this dude wants to, come up with the Cali Mac thing, the fucking supermarket, to have everybody together. Now we're already together, homie.
Yeah, I agree. We're already together, and I don't think we need another term. Raza's good, but I respect that he's trying to add another, something. I understand. I mean, I think, trying to be part of bring everybody together, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's cute.
But okay, so I just want to bring this point up because I think this is where things start getting out of hand, right? So I went back into this brother right here, you know what I mean? Because he's indigenous, he's our gente. I hope so, But apparently they try to make fun of Marvelous because I don't know. I guess his mom's light skin or some shit. And I'm like, bro, it's up the seed. At the end of the day, it's up the seed. So you know me, I go back and I pay attention to people, and I'm like, okay, so let's pay attention to this brother right here real quick because apparently he ain't doing no channels anymore. I think there's an intent behind it, and I'm gonna try to share it. I want to move fast on this because I just want to get to my class. So listen to what he's talking about. Apparently he's defending the vendors in the streets. Some morenos might have jumped him, right? And that's what he's talking about. Hey man, you guys gotta watch your people because we can't go back and forth with this shit. So just let's follow me real quick. Let's go.
That works. I'm having some problems with this thing today. All right, yeah, let's talk about it, brother.
How to respond how to respond to disrespect, how to stop people from interrupting you, how to come across.
So, I posted that thing this morning. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I was definitely irate. Who wouldn't be, man? You've got this situation, and it goes back to like the blackface thing, brother. All right. I said the YG song, and then after that you get a blackface song, and it's just to how far are they gonna keep pushing, right? And then you've got this. You've got the elote lady. You've got the guy with the mask. They got the egg thrown at him, and you got the Spalo guy getting slapped up, man. Come on, brother. That's wrong on so many levels, and we'll get to that right now. But first of all, what I want to do is I want to thank all the brothers who actually stepped up, man. The few that I know is Nate Dogg 916. He's got a YouTube channel. He stepped up. What's his name? Skip Townsend, I think it is. He actually did something yesterday. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see it. Muck, and nobody said anything. Back then, we couldn't have this fucking conversation, homie. And what we're having here is we're having conflict resolution. We're actually having a conversation about what we dislike or not like about one another, but we also having a conversation about, hey, dude, look what's going on to our people, man.
So as you can see, he's getting to the whole, hey, our vendors shouldn't be, out there getting beat up or robbed, right? Which, by the way, most of the vendors are Mexicans, Mexicas. In case you guys, you guys don't really know that, most of them are. Okay, so I see this, like, okay, he's trying to get an approach going, but then all of a sudden, man, again, I don't follow this so-called genre of channel, but then all of a sudden, I noticed that he's talking this big game about voting. I'm like, voting? Like, okay, I thought this was like a Cholo channel and shit, right? So all of
Might be.
I noticed that this man here, and again, if you believe in the fact of 1492 and to this moment, you cannot trust thine enemy because, again, the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy because as iron rusted, so does he. They came to conquer. You think they're going to give you a fucking side space, right hand for them and you to make decisions equally? No, this is a feudal state with a feudal mind and a feudal spirit. There's no way these guys are going to share with you because it's their system, historically speaking. This is why I like the fact that Marvelous said you need to know what you're actually talking about before you talk about it, because you don't know what you're talking about if you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to this. Now all of a sudden, this man here starts talking about Trump and the left and the right. So then guess what happens? I guess he voted for Trump, and he made it very clear. This is the beginning of what I'm noticing, like, okay, this is why you're quitting. Once you expose yourself, first of all, you lie to people, like to go the whole Chicano shit, then you got offended, and then you go and vote for Trump, knowing that our people are going to be the ones suffering, just like you. They're pulling over U.S. citizens that look just like you, dumbass. But again, that doesn't matter. Why? Because you believe in a system that don't belong to you, and because you don't study enough. That's the problem with some people.
Face issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president.
This just reaffirms how out of touch the Democratic Party really is. All right, everybody. So we know that, the elections are over. Donald Trump has pulled a major victory. I wouldn't say an upset. It's something that we in the Latino community have been pushing for.
That's what you done fucked up. First of all, man, you can't say we, the Latino community. There's no we in this whole shit. There's no we. You can't say we. Okay, you can't never say we. Because your channel doesn't vote for Trump, man. You see, that's where he lost his mind. Know your audience. That's one thing that I think everybody should know as an adult. I'm almost 50, family. You should know your audience. If your genre is gangster choloism, do not bring politics into this shit, because guess what happens? It's like bringing religion with that type of group. It's not the same, bruh. It's not the same. But let's continue. Let's legitimate some people here.
Many years now. Let me show you the clip of Joe Scarborough, which is something that a lot of Democratic pundits have been saying since Donald Trump has won the election.
But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men. Right. It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman especially in the United States.
5 minutes ago, she'd never play piano.
How quick they will turn on you.
So here's where problems lie. And again, people are people, right? So stuff that you say, people listen, and then they will process the information. And when they watch things, they'll reflect on the information you're saying. So here you leaned towards, hey, Trump, man, that's where the love is, familia. We should vote for him because, they will embrace us, Holmes. Well, guess what happened to more motherfucking educated people than you that are browner than you from so-called India? High-tech people. They don't even want those dumbasses in that group.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Why? Because, again, it's the same shit that the left did. As soon as you didn't want to lane with them, you guys are... And as soon as you took their bait on the right side, they said, fuck you, Spick. Get out of here. This is why I think ended up affecting this whole shit. And here's why, family. And I noticed this. I'm going to get to it real quick. Here's why. Because I caught this live a few days ago. That's why when I noticed the stuff that he said, and I'm like, why is he saying this shit, bro? It's like, I don't understand this. Like, what's the deal with this? So check this out. He says something important here. At this point regarding this, hold on.
Yeah, the real world has no clue about.
Okay, so check this out. Okay, I'm gonna. This is what he says, but I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. Okay, so let me go back a few minutes. Let me go back to 7 minutes, and around the 9th minute is where there's a statement said, "Man, yeah, it don't even matter who's Chicano. They can't even tell." Whoa. So it don't matter now that you're a Meshiacha Chicano. That shit don't matter, huh? That shit don't matter. Okay. This is where we start really having to understand and accept ourselves here. Okay, so we got some quote raza that don't like to be raza until it's convenient. Because then, now it's not about raza because people can't even tell. Let them say it themselves. This guy on the left side, he said it. It don't even matter if you're Chicano. You can't even tell who's Chicano. Bro, for real, bro? It's time we start educating ourselves and knowing exactly who we are, indigenous, historically speaking, and also at the same time what happened to us since 1492. And when you try to make friends with the enemy, that is never going to give you an equal space, bro, you are sucking on your thumb.
Thank you, dude.
What are people going to get tired of?
The only reason I'm speaking on this is because I think it's important. A lot of you guys were watching this type of stuff, and I get it, bro. It's that genre, but I noticed something about him. He was nervous, man. And he's a little more pale. It's like he kind of, swelled up a little bit. Maybe kind of, went on a little drinking bench. I don't know, bro. I don't know this man personally. And I don't want to know him because when I don't know. I just, I've always said, bro, I never gangbang. I grew up in Pozole Town in Oceanside, but I never gangbang, bro. I was more of a party, women, and getting fights. That's what I was about. I was athletic, obviously, and I used to like to box a lot. So, that's what I did. But I never gangbang. And I've always said that. There's a difference between growing up in the hood and being a fucking gangster cholo, homie. There's a big fucking difference. Let's go.
I got tired of it already. That's what it is. I'm like, all right, dude, there's something. Like, if somebody calls me up, hey, do we want to do some political stuff somewhere? Okay, let's do it. Let's get it going on. If somebody
See right there? If somebody wants to do political stuff, okay, let's do it. But he said earlier he got tired of it.
Thank you, dude.
What I noticed is this individual is leaning more towards political pundit shit. Why? I'm gonna tell you why, fam. Because that's where the money's at right now. That's where the money's at right now. Raza ain't paying them enough. But you know who is? Trumpers. They're paying. They're paying because they need that echo chamber, and they'll pay for that echo chamber. Trust and believe. Even the left pundits know, the people that are talking about democratic stuff, they know that the money is on the right side because they're getting funded by particular individuals. You don't think they're going to try to continue to confiscate the mind of a raza? Of course they are. And they'll use whatever idiot to get that gets in front of them for money.
The same
I got tired of it already. That's what it is. I'm like, all right, dude, there's something. Like, if somebody calls me up, hey, do we want to do some political stuff somewhere? Okay, let's do it. Let's get it going on. If somebody invites me to stuff, but on some real shit, not on some
bogus ass shit.
I mean, something that's gonna make a difference where it's gonna be heard. But to do this, it's like, all right, fine. It's like it's like, are you gonna? It's like you're working at the job for the same fucking years. You don't see no promotion. You don't see nothing. It's like, all
time
right,
to move on.
Yeah, it's time to move on. Oh man, especially when you know that to me, like, you know.
Hey, fam, and if you believe in the scriptures that have been given to us by our creator, Yahoo, you should know that it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when you listen to people, pay attention to the shit they say. He just said, it's kind of like a job when you got a promotion. See, he wants to get promoted, family. He realized he's in the wrong channel with the wrong people, with the wrong audience. Like I said, maybe he does know his audience. And he realized it. This ain't his audience. That's not where the money's at.
It's like, are you gonna? It's like you're working at the job for the same fucking years. You don't see no promotion. You don't see nothing. It's like, all right,
time to move on.
Yeah, it's time to move on. Oh man, especially when you know that to me, like, you know, this is a hobby for me. You know, you know where I live, Chris. I'm not fucking in dire straits and fucking starving and having to do shit every day and having to go to my car. I gotta do a video because I gotta make views because I gotta pay some bills. No, fool, no, not at all. I mean, I'm perfectly fine. I was perfectly fine without YouTube, and I'll be perfectly fine without it, homie. So I'll be okay. Let's see, I saw Big Droops in the building. What's up, Droops? How we doing, Carnal?
Big Droops.
Let's see what we got.
I'm gonna become on fucking Haters World next.
Droops,
I need a job. I need a job, Droops. Oh yeah, he's right there. Chris is gonna go in.
Yeah, but it's just repetitive. I guess.
No, I've seen it a long time ago.
It's like when you're when I said this with the fellas last week. When you're sitting in jail and here comes the vato. Oh, same story. Oh yeah, man, I was getting a momo. Oh man, I was getting these hoes. Oh man. Yeah. I heard every hoe story already. I heard every momo story. Shit, I heard fucking Mohawk Mad fucking shooting dope this pee-pee. I don't think he's getting much worse than that, homie. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's it, Mohawk.
Day boom, I ran into American Cholo. I've been the lowest border since then. But Charlie, bro, this is sad but understandable, bro. Salute from Kansas City. Posted on the Block TV. Yeah, Kansas City. Like I said, it's something new.
Okay, so here's where we hear the statement. Let's go.
Who happened to comes out and say, hey, we're trying to do it? All right, let's do it. But
yeah.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out every month? And here's how.
When I was in the hood and eventually I opened my eyes, I was like, wait a minute,
why am I here?
Yeah, why am I here?
Yeah, so you come against that crossroad again.
Yeah, so it comes to a point now I'm like, all right, we're shifting years. Are we doing this whole thing again? And we just went back to the what's Chicano, and then we're gonna go Who Owns Hip Hop? That's back. Tariq Nasheed and Fat Joe. Who owns that's what they're at again. They're back to that same shit. Who owns hip hop? Who's native? Who's not? Fucking
just low level shit.
The same old no mames way.
Yeah, and the real world don't even care about who's fucking.
The
Chicano
real world gives two
shits.
Care
if you can you do the job or not?
Who's native? Who's not? Fucking
just low level shit.
The same old no mames way.
Yeah, and the real world don't even care about who's fucking.
The real world gives two shits.
The real world don't even care about who's Chicano or not. Can you just show up and do the work? You're talking about now. It's not about a particular belief in the so-called pride, but now that's what you ran on. Cholo, right? Isn't that a pride? So family again. It goes back to you need to know what you're listening to, what you're following, and also the statements that people make. Pay attention to them closely. They will expose themselves. And it's just a matter of time before people realize, And again, and if you guys that are new to this channel, in case you don't know, I bring up scriptures in this channel. And maybe some of you guys may be offended by it, but you want to know something? There's a lot of answers in these books that relate to you. Matthew 24:2 says, and the Meshiach said unto them, see ye not that all these things, verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here upon one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Now, the reason I read this is because we're seeing signs of the end of the age or stage, right? Verse 4, it says, the Meshiach answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Meshiach, and shall deceive many. And then it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Do we not see here supposedly invading, renaming Gulf of America from Gulf of Mexico, renaming Mexico to invading Canada, Panama, right? Going to war, going invading Mexico. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass before the end is not yet. For nations shall rise against nations. Are we not dealing with this? And kingdom against kingdom. Now we're talking about, and there shall be famine. You can't buy eggs cheaper anymore. Pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. We've seen earthquakes in different places. We've seen the burning of California. We've seen New York going in flames. Earthquakes didn't happen not too long ago, left and right. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All of these are the beginning of sorrows, right? And again, life does not repeat itself. Let me rephrase that. Life repeats itself consistently. Now, in case you guys are not familiar, there is a book in the old school Bible called the Apocrypha, and it has 14 books in there that were taken out by Catholicism and Christianity, right? Well, part of it. But let me just kind of get to the point before I lose you guys. Second Ezra chapter 9. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 2. I'm going to confirm what I just read. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world, then shall you understand, then shalt thou will understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Nothing new under the sun. Exactly. Nothing new under the sun. So now, why am I saying this? Because in case you guys don't know, we've been dealing with this shit since the get-go of time. Okay? I'm going to read this to you guys here. This is from, I believe, the book Harvest of Empire. Yes, it is Harvest of Empire. Listen to what it says here, okay? Harvest of Empire. I don't remember what page. To do yourself a actually copy and paste what you select. It's a technique I like to do sometimes, and it actually works, okay? So it says here, proponents of Manifest Destiny saw Latin America as inferior in cultural makeup and bereft of democratic institutions. Are they not saying, does Donald Trump come in saying the murderers, drug dealers, and by maybe some are good people? Don't they say that Mexico is ran by a cartel? They assume that all Mexicans are wicked and evil. Our country's Calvinist beliefs reinforce those territorial ambitions. You see this? Christians, you see this? Vocab, jamon, all of you so-called Christians that want to battle BHIs, you don't talk about this shit, do you? You don't talk about this. Matter of fact, you don't repudiate the Manifest Destiny concept. You don't repudiate the doctrine of discovery. Americans could point to the nation's prosperity, to its amazing new networks of canals, steamboats, and railroads, all part of our lands, our indigenous gift, as proof of their God-given destiny to conquer the frontier. Remember, keep in mind, these are the Christians that claim that Jesus came and opened the book for everybody, and then did away with the laws. So if they came to conquer with the so-called religion, did they conquer with giving us an opportunity, or did they said either you worship that damn stupid property? Newspapers and magazines of the day were replete noted phrenologists like Dr. George Cardwell and Dr. Joshua Knott, who pronounced the superiority of white Europeans over Indians, blacks, and Mexicans. I find it interesting how they separate the Indians and Mexicans. The Caucasian race is the world indebted for all the great and important discoveries, inventions, and improvements that have been made in science and the arts. I find it so ironic that after 1492 is when they had their Renaissance, the rebirth. Supposedly all their knowledge that they so-called carried since the get-go came back after they got here. How do you know about all this medicinal recoveries? How do you know about aqueducts? How do you even know about the number 0 and 1? The only reason you even got a computer with that language ability was because you learned it from here, the people here. The sounds cutting. Yeah. I don't know why. All right, so the reason I shared this with y'all is because it relates to this video here.
This tool created.
Look at what they're saying now, okay? Look at what they're saying now.
my presentation in 30 seconds. Gamma is an AI tool that not only
Trump was
See, I like to read and then I like to show you guys. Look what he says in this video.
asked if he'd rule out using military force to get control of Greenland and the Panama Canal, and Trump would not rule that out. How would acquiring that land help everyday Americans better afford their day-to-day expenses?
Well, first of all, Brianna, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Listen, President Trump is bringing us into a golden age of America. This is the new manifest destiny, reacquiring the Panama Canal, acquiring Greenland, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. This is the light of America expanding. You know, we have a very clear strategic interest geopolitically, both in Greenland and in the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal, as you know, was created with the blood, toil, tears, and sweat of American citizens.
By the way, that's total bullshit. I love how fucking white people love to fucking lie all the time, bro. And it, I like the fact that you guys actually think that this is going to occur. Remember, 1823 or those times are not like today. And there's many more of us today. All over this land, all over down there too as well. I don't understand why you guys are losing your minds and to think that we're just going to be sleeping and not realizing what you're doing. Do you think that this is about supposedly citizenship at this point? It's about bloodline. And the stupidity for you guys to think that it's going to happen again. But again, remember, family, the scripture said that they were given 1,000 years, and then they were going to give a little bit but a short time. And remember what happens to predators that are cornered, that when they're cornered and they cannot do nothing to do everything possible to survive. This is the end of your line. This is the end of your line. You will never rule again, Edom. So this whole concept, assumption that, oh, we're just going to, assume position. Nah, bruh. No, not at all. Not one bit. You touch my family. No respondo, cabrones. Because I got family down there. And a lot of us have family down there. Revelation 20:2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more. Till then, the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Now, this is talking about Rome. This is talking about Rome right here. So let me share with you from their own horse's mouth how this is very common to them. And I'm going to show you who these people are. Check this out.
Central America, and that's against 100 years our country has operated. Mr. President, Vladimir Putin may be a liar and a demagogue, but it is hypocritical for the United States to insist that we as a nation do not accept the principle of spheres of influence. For the last 200 years, our country has operated under the Monroe Doctrine, embracing the principle.
See, under the Monroe Doctrine, they're talking about embracing the principle. You see that right there? Under the Monroe Doctrine, they're embracing the principle, the Monroe Doctrine, the Manifest Destiny, the Papal Bull, which was giving them authority. The nerve of them to use the Papal Bull in 1823. In 1823, family, they used the Papal Bull on us. The religion that they repudiated, at the same time, used that religious concept to take these lands. Shit is over, man.
That as the dominant power in the Western Hemisphere, the United States has the right, according to the United States, to intervene against any country that might threaten our alleged interests. That's United States policy. And under this doctrine, the United States has undermined and overthrown at least a dozen countries throughout Latin America, Central America, and the Caribbean.
At least, not at least, for sure. Without a damn doubt. Without a damn doubt. Let me show you this real quick. Let me show you this picture. Let's show you two pictures here. Let me show you this one and the other one. Hold on, where are you? Oh, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Oh, here it goes. It's called the Donroe Doctrine. You see? Greenland, our land, 51st state, Gulf of America, Panamaga, supposedly skipping this. See? Told you. What does the Bible say about these wicked ass people? The ones that supposedly claim that they're Christians and believe in all these things. When I tell, which I don't support LGBTQ, but what I also don't support is hypocrisy. You tell the LGBTQ not to do what they do, but then at the same breath you say that Jesus did away with the laws. So if Jesus did away with the laws, how can you tell these people to follow certain Christian so-called laws? So you said that he did away with them. Didn't you say God loves the sinner? He hates the sin. So if LGBTQ is a sinner, why are you against them? That's what you teach Christians. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and that their dwelling places to all generations, meaning to all their generations. They call their lands after their own names, like America, Vespucci, right? And aren't they trying to do the same thing now? I'll give an example. Look, they're doing it again.
Escucha, ¿qué harías si te diera 50.000 euros para invertir y te
I'm going to show you this video here because this gentleman, and I've shared videos about him before, but in this video, he was the one that had talked about it. Check this out.
¿En qué consiste? En que las empresas... Tengo frente a mi radar una cosa que me están diciendo que se quiere llamar Golfo de Estados Unidos en lugar de México. ¿Cuál es mi obligación como político?
He said this 13 years ago. Okay, so 13 years ago, he said that they were going to be naming the Gulf of Mexico, or attempt to the Gulf of America. Why? Because of the oil, the reservoirs. This is all about the oil family. Donald Trump and this Anglo-Saxon love of greed for money. That's the only way they can get ahead. For the love of money. That's their God. That's really their God. Saint Germain, Francis Bacon, all of that wicked ass Baal shit. This is why they want to rename it.
Y Shell, van a bursatilizarlas. ¿Por qué? Esto poca gente lo entiende.
¿Qué es bursatilizar?
Bursatilizar es que ellos entran en copropiedad en los bloques que están explorando y produciendo y tienen la capacidad, debido a su conexión con los grandes bancos de Wall Street, que son los que tienen los grandes capitales, porque esto estamos hablando que es un proyecto de gran envergadura. Es decir, es el negocio del mundo. Mucha gente no entiende qué es el petróleo. El petróleo es la joya máxima geoestratégica del planeta. Por ella los Estados Unidos prácticamente se han pasado su vida en guerras. Por eso han tumbado a Saddam Hussein, por eso han tumbado a Gaddafi, por eso se fueron a la guerra en Afganistán, en Irak, etc.
Los intereses más importantes del mundo.
Para Estados Unidos, la energía es seguridad nacional.
You see that? It's security. Why do you think they want to go up to Canada? Why do you think they want to talk about Greenland? Why do you think they want to rename Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America? Which is pretty stupid because you white people are not from America. You guys are fucking from Europe, bro. I don't understand why you guys are so stuck on this whole idea. We're an African. No, you're not. You're fucking Europeans. You're Europeans. You guys keep complaining about, all these Mexicans and these people are brown. Listen, if you would have stayed in Europe, you would never have a problem. Now, if you were in Europe and we went over there and, you know what I mean, I can understand you getting upset, but you came here. You came here to find your asses. If you were so fucking great and so civilized, how come you didn't do that shit back there? If you were so great and so civilized, you guys left that region because you were dying. And when you showed up in 1611 or 1619 in Jamestown, you guys were eating your own people because you didn't know how to live. your so-called civilized, so-called nation had no idea how to survive. Ask John Smith, the same rapist that took so-called Pocahontas when she was 9 years old. You think we don't know about your so-called history? Edom, Visigoths, Franks, Greco-Romans, your LGBTQ love of life, love of children, you know what I mean? Pedos. That's in your nature. I don't know why you run away from who you guys are. Most of you Republicans, matter of fact, you Republicans that are fighting women, you know what it is? You guys are actually gay in the closet. You hate women so much, you want to pass these laws because you want to force them to do shit. It's because you can't even have them just to do it out of nature. Because they probably know a lot of secrets that you guys don't expose. A lot of you Republicans especially, man, you guys have secret relationships with same sex. Or with little kids. Let's go.
Con eso no estoy diciendo que no tengamos excelentes relaciones con Estados Unidos. A Estados Unidos lo que le interesa, obviamente, primero, es el abasto petrolero. Yo estoy dispuesto a garantizarles el abasto petrolero, no tengo por qué quitarlos. ¿Cuál es el problema? Pero no me quites tres cosas básicas del petróleo. Una, la propiedad. Dos, el control. Y tres, la regulación. No estoy...
And that's what they want. Take all that away. So now let's get to the point here real quick. Look what he says here. There it goes right here. He said this 13 years ago that their intent was to rename this region. And he's the one that mentioned balkanization. Balkanization comes from, or at least it's connected to feudalism. And feudalism is connected to encomiendas. And encomiendas is connected to what we went through. And guess what happens to this very day? We're still in a feudal system, which they created. Since the tongues of the Visigoths and the Franks. And I'm going to show you. Let's go.
Perdura, si perdura, porque también ahí está la idea de Stratford, de que lo pueden balcanizar. Eso no hay que perderlo de vista.
¿Y eso qué significa? Para que la
balcanizar
gente
es
lo
separarlo,
entienda.
fracturarlo en varias entidades.
¿Que varias entidades se conviertan en países?
Sí. Entonces ya no queda rastro ni de Pemex ni del Golfo de México.
¿Y usted cree que esto pueda
Yo no
hacerse?
estoy diciendo que se pueda dar. Yo tengo la obligación como analista de ponerlo en el radar. Y lo estoy leyendo de Stratford, que es uno de los órganos informativos más importantes de Estados Unidos. ¿Para qué lo están sacando? ¿Por qué hablan de balcanización? ¿Por qué hablan que el Golfo de México le quieren cambiar el nombre a Golfo de Estados Unidos? Un representante de Mississippi, de la Asamblea, presentó la enmienda para cambiar Golfo de México a Golfo de Estados Unidos. ¿Por qué? Porque ellos tienen 5 estados que dan con el limítrofes con el Golfo de México, y México igual tiene 5. Pero yo veo que los 5 limítrofes del Golfo de México están callados, ni siquiera saben esto del Golfo de Estados Unidos. Yo porque soy obligado de seguir la prensa de Estados Unidos. Y Cuba obviamente ahorita está apaciguada, pero porque
See what happens when you get caught sleeping? You see what happens when you don't know your own history? You see what happens when you start ignoring what is going on around you? You're so caught up in rancheras and rap music and what the neighbors did, or Christmas or Thanksgiving, or that doesn't even belong to us. Christmas is not in the Bible. Thanksgiving is not in the Bible. New Year's, all of that stuff doesn't even pertain to you guys. I don't understand why you get distracted consistently. A lot of these people pulling mechanisms to pull the rug off of you. Mississippi lawmakers changed Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Guess it's a slow day in Jackson. Mississippi State Rep Steve Holland, a Democrat, has introduced a bill calling for part of Gulf of Mexico that is bordered by Mississippi to be renamed the Gulf of America. A Democrat. A Democrat, not a Republican. But now, that's what they want. Let's continue.
¿qué quieren cambiar el nombre? Eso es interesante. Es decir, yo no sé qué vaya a pasar. Yo lo único que veo es, tengo frente a mi radar una cosa que me están diciendo que se quiere llamar Golfo de Estados Unidos en lugar de México. ¿Cuál es mi obligación como político? Como responsable. ¿Callarme? ¿La política del avestruz? ¿Qué es lo que estoy viendo?
No, es levantar la voz, por supuesto, y que la gente se entere. Y esto
Claro.
ha sido parte también de tenerle esta mañana con nosotros, doctor.
That's why I do what I do. Because our people need to know. Our people need to find out. We cannot be sitting here with our legs crossed, thinking like, oh, I just wonder what's going on. Why are they trying to rename these things? Did they just wake up one morning and think about doing it? No, they did not. Now, remember, balkanization, I'm going to touch on it real quick. But that is when you go in and you fragmentize. Let's say, for example, you break up a land. Listen, the scriptures talk about this thing. I'm telling you, this is why it's very important for you guys to know when somebody comes to this space of ours and talks in parables and said, you should know what I'm talking about. And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's because you probably were never really given the scripture spiritually since the beginning of time. Listen to this shit. Listen to this right here, okay? Let's see. Let's see. There it goes, right here. Hosea 12, 10 and 12. Sow yourselves in righteousness. Reap in mercy. Break up your fallow ground. For it is time to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness upon you. So consider what a fallow ground is. What is a fallow ground? Fallow ground, right? It's a dry ground that is broken in pieces, separated from each other. Even though that's one particular land, the fallow ground is broken like in states, which I would consider balkanization. That's exactly what balkanization means. And when you take away the land from people, you also take away their heritage. Because again, when you take that type of power, when you have that kind of power, you take land, guess what? You take everything. You take the mind as well. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thou in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Discontinue from your heritage. The heritage of laws, land, and guess what? Freedom. This is a fallow ground. Right here. What the hell? This is a fallow ground right here. Broken up. Like Mexico, Venezuela, Honduras, North America, Brazil, Panama. Even though we're one nation of people, we've been broken up through balkanization. Check this out.
They didn't just take the land, they took something far more insidious, the ability to create future generations. For centuries, Native Americans have endured unimaginable atrocities, land theft, massacres, and the erasure of their cultures. But one of the most devastating acts of genocide was the forced sterilization of Native women. Under the guise of healthcare, thousands of Native women were sterilized without their knowledge or consent. This wasn't just a violation of their rights. It was a deliberate strategy to erase entire nations. By denying women the ability to bear children, the U.S. government struck at the heart of Native communities. Families were shattered, lineages cut short, and futures extinguished before they could even begin. Unlike the visible violence of wars and massacres, this was a silent assault, working quietly to destroy native populations. This wasn't an isolated crime. It was part of a systemic effort. Forced relocations, cultural suppression, and policies designed to eliminate indigenous peoples. Genocide isn't just about killing, it's about erasing a people's existence and future. As late as the 1970s, these atrocities were still happening, a chillingly recent reminder of the war waged against native peoples. The scars of this era run deep, and the fight for justice continues. We cannot allow this dark chapter to be forgotten.
See, you cannot allow for this dark chapter to be forgotten, ever. Not ever, ever, ever. This is our memory, this is our heritage, and this is what we're going to have to deal with. So now, how do we bounce back from understanding all of this? What exactly is it that our Creator, the Great Spirit, if you guys relate to that, what exactly is He asking from us? Because I know a lot of you guys that listen to this channel because you believe in a Creator, whether you call Him Yahoo or Yahweh or Yah or the Great Spirit. You know that we're connected to something deeper. The way that we move is just on a different level. You can see it right now. Listen, man, look at all this kind of talk about who we are and all this shit, and our hand is still coming over here trying to help. Are you going to let the neighbor burn? The racist neighbor, would you let his house burn? I don't think so, fam, if he had kids. I wouldn't. I try to help. Because you got to think about it, man. It's not in our nature. That's why the scriptures say that when the Mashiach returns, he's going to have to put that kind of spirit on us. A murderous, killer spirit. Because we're not going to be willing to do what he wants us to do. Oh, yeah, there's going to be blood and... Oh, man, I'm telling you, man. Let them enjoy what they do. Because when it comes back to burn them, I'm telling you, family, that kind of pain is not going to be anything close to what you're feeling. If you're struggling, you have children that are sick, like myself, my son, I think sometimes that's painful, bro. What they're going to get is 100 times more than that. I don't want to be on that side. Revelation 13:9, if any man hear, and if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. 1492, black and white conquistadors came. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Both of you guys took encomiendas as well. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is why we sit back and say, yo, listen, let them go. Because that time's going to come. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a beast that's considered the second, but it's not. It's the first. Verse 11, I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. The two horns is a government system. They even wrote it themselves. Talk about the democratic, right? Democratic society, right and left, blue and red. And he exercised all the power of the first beast, which is religion, before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell thereupon to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Why? Because it took church and state to pass laws to force you to celebrate Christmas, a fake ass holiday. Can't prove a damn thing that even the white Jesus was born on December 25th. However, this second so-called beast had all power to exercise, right? What was the first thing that the first ones did? Balkanization. Matter of fact, let me bring it up now. I think it's important. Let me give you this book here real quick. Just to show you something. Just kind of mention it now. Because I think you need to know how far this goes. I've shared this book there before. That's why when these wobbles or these BHIs want to talk about, oh yeah, we ruled Europe. Okay, sounds good. I'm glad you did. You're giving yourself up, stupid asses. This is from a book called The Moors in Spain. Okay, 1888, I believe. It talks about all of these nations, right? Hold on, 1888. Is it 1888? Yeah, 1888. Okay. So now, I'm going to go to the first section here because I just want to get to the important thing. See, it talks about the characters of the Christians and the Moors contrasted. All right, it's a pretty heavy book, but I just want to get to this particular first part. Let's see. Hold on a second. Right, here we go. Right here. Remember, Moors in Spain. Page 4. The last of the Goths. What is the Goths? It is not likely that all that aid that Spain could have given would have availed against the surging sides of the Saracen invasion, meaning the North Africans with Arab, predominant bloodline, right? But as it happened, there was a quarrel at the time between Julian and the governor of Ceuta and Roderick, the king of Spain, which opened the door to the Arabs. Spain was then under the rule of the Visigoths, or the Westgoths, a tribe of barbarians, like many others who overran the province of Roman Empire in the decline. You see? The Roman Empire in the decline. So now, who are these people? Who are these individuals? See, the white man always wants to run away from their history and shit. They always want to say, the Roman people, oh my God, that's homosexuality. Bro, that's you guys. That's who you guys are. Stop lying to yourself, bro. Stop lying. You guys are homos and pedos, bro. That's what it is. You try to fight it so hard, but it is what it is. You can't lie to us. You can't lie to me. Let me show you this picture right here. Right here. That's right here. So this is the Balkan Peninsula. Okay? Boundaries, periods of World War II, right? This is the origin of who they are. Italy, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Greek, Roman stuff, right? This is how it used to be back then. Greece, Bulgaria, Eastern Rumelia, but not Transylvania, Moldavia, Slovenia. You guys all of you Edomites, all of you white folks, predominantly here, right? Here in America, that's what you guys are. Give me a second. Look, the Visigoths. The Visigoths, members of the division of the Goths, one of the most important Germanic people. The Visigoths separated from the Ostrogoths in the 4th century, raided Roman territories repeatedly, and established kingdom there, get great kingdoms in Gaul and Spain. See? This is where you guys come from. You see this? That's who you guys are. We're Romans. You guys like kids. And I don't mean it like in a good way. This is who you guys are. The Visigoths were settled agriculturists in Dacia, now in Romania, Rome. When they were attacked by the Huns in 376, driven southward across the Dubani River into the Roman Empire. Holy schmoly guacamole.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Hold on a second. I should be like, mas puto. They were allowed to enter the empire, but the exaction of Roman officials soon drove them to revolt and plunder the Balkan province. You see? You guys can look into it further. Let's go back. The Ostrogoths had occupied Italy. You see what I'm saying? Hold on. Hold on a second.
Gotcha, bitch.
Romans, Grecos, listen, white people. This is who you guys are. You fight your own spirit. You're trying to pass laws to make people not be gay because you asses are gay. And it's okay, because that's who you are. Just like, what's his name? The Nick Fuentes. And by the way, white supremacist, he goes, no, I'm not. I'm Mexican. Oh, so now they're convenient to say Mexican. Oh, you piece of shit, bro. Man, look, I'm older than you, but I would love to box your ass. Man, just, anyways, let me calm down. Let me woosa. All right, here we go. The Ostrogoths had occupied Italy, and their kingsmen, the Visigoths, displacing and subduing the Swabians, meaning the Slavs, and other rude German tribes, established themselves in the Roman province of Iberia, Spain, in the 5th century after Christ. You have some questions to answer. The Balkanization is a process of a large area of country breaking up into smaller hostile units. See this? It is often caused by differences in culture, ethnicity, religion, and geopolitical interests. The term comes from the breakup of the Ottoman Empire, way before that. You see, some say the U.S. is becoming a Balkanized due to the lack of shared political values and economic goals. No, it is what it is. This is what we're dealing with. Balkanization in America is really what it is. And it's just a repetitive thing about who they are. You should not be concerned with asking these questions. Let me show you this real quick. You see the Visigoths, right here. Actually, no, let me go back. This is Wikipedia, so I'll just make it simple. The Visigoths were basically a breakup of the Franks, the Huns, Germanic people, Reconquistas, and Merovingian dynasty. All right, so now you see this Merovingian dynasty. It's these Europeans that came from those regions. You see this right here. So again, we're giving you a historical past of these Edomites, these heathens, these hateful people of nations. The ones that came supposedly to be friends and completely broke up every single treaty. You can't. These are not people that you can trust and that will keep their word at all. Now let's look at the Middle Ages. What are the Middle Ages? You see here, go. That's what here. So now that we know who the Visigoths are, now that we know that they were around that they had that Germanic blood, and they were in Rome and Greece. If you guys watch the movie The Gladiator, they're fighting against a barbarian Germanic tribe. That's what they're fighting against. A Germanic tribe, barbarian. This is who they are. This is the kind of people that they are. Why do you think they invaded their own White House, bro? They have no unity. That's why they only can sit under the American title, because they don't even know who the fuck they are. They're Irish, they're Spanish, they're Italian, they're Germans, they're French. A lot of them have all those bloodlines. They don't even know they don't even know who their father is. They don't even know if they're really Irish or they're really Italian or they're really French or they're really German. So the last thing they can hold on to is, I'm an American. Stupid ass. 5th through the 15th century, the Middle Ages, pertains to these Europeans, these Balkanish feudalist individuals. This is who they are. Now, the interesting part is that it says 5th to the 15th century. These are the ones that Constantine gave, leeway to. These are so-called Christians. But I find it so interesting how it says there, right? 500 AD to 1500 AD. Isn't that interesting? Now, I'm going to share this with y'all here. Look, here it goes right here. Boom. Here's another one. Everything you always wanted to know about the Balkanization, you were afraid to ask. Balkanization is a term that does not need much explanation today. It has dominantly, although not exclusively, become a shorthand in the global political, cultural, social, artistic, and other circles for describing the violent process of disintegration, lost heritage of a social political entity, lost heritage, such as the state, federation, union, nation, community, social identity. Damn. This is their history. Nationalism is not an ancient trait of the European Southeast. Holy Mother of Jesus. Rather, it is a classic Western European product, which until the first decade of the 20th century was generally a marginal phenomenon in the Balkan region. It has only become prominent when it was imported into the region. Wars fought around using issues of nationalism. Isn't that what the right wing is always saying? We're nationalists. 776. We're nationalists. Balkanization. Similarly, the border discourse around Balkanization, ethnic cleansing, and as also emerged as a defining feature of Yugoslavia conflicts, despite the origin of the practice in the Austro-Hungarian monarch, ethnic cleansing of the Muslim Ottoman population in the 19th century. I was reading down, my bad, I didn't tell you. Hold on, I'll show you this real quick. I'm moving fast because I know I took time in the earlier videos. You guys can always come back to watch this. Skip the whole first hour because I'm just showing videos unless you guys care about that. But this is where we get into the meat. It tells you that in the early parts of the period, Central Europe is inhabited by various tribes, either pagan or newly Christian. Ah, for real, dog. Pinches. Hold on. That means you're fake. By 1000, the region is the heartland of the Holy Roman Empire. You see this family? The Visigoths, the Franks, all of these were what? They were Romans, right? They found the country in the same condition. Okay, I don't want to dig too much into this. You guys can read it if you want, but it's just giving you a history that this is actually true. The Visigoths, the Franks, all of these people are the ones that predominantly developed Europe. They were in Rome, in Greco-Roman territory. They came out of there, came into Spain, came into the north, went into Britain, went into Germany, went into Ireland, went into all those regions. The shift affects the patronage of the arts, 6th and 7th century. Patrons, commissionable, portable, metal, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You see, here, check this out. The 9th and 10th century emperors seek to replicate the splendors of Christian Rome. See? You see this? Let me give you a little bit more. Balkan Peninsula, 500 to 1000 AD. See? That's where they come out of. I'm not making this up. They don't want to admit to this, but this is where they come out of. Look. This is who you white people are. So don't be surprised if you got pedophilia in your bloodline, or you like to rape women when you turn 40, and men too, and eat them, or you just like the same sex. That's who you guys are. That's part of you. That's where you come from. This region right here. So don't be surprised you're still stuck with Christianity and very confused. Once again, this is a good book to get. The Roots of Balkanization. Eastern Europe. We know the Bible said in Revelation 20, get a hold of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years and cast him into the bottomless pit. He should deceive. What's going on? Why is this switch on me like that? Huh, that's weird. That he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. That 1,000 years should be fulfilled. 1,000 years. 500 AD, 1500 AD is 1,000 years. Oh, that's gonna hurt! The Moors came up north in 711 AD, started conquering, and finally lost power in 1500 AD. Now, remember, keep in mind, they went fully into the land in 700 AD, but they were fighting these people since 500 AD. This is who they are. White people cannot deny this shit. You are fake Christians who don't know the Bible, and you want to judge your own people because you don't even know how to judge your own selves. Jesus did away with the laws. Okay, sounds good. Gays can't be gays, but that's in your nature. Well, you can't really do it in front of us. Oh, really? Look, 500 to 1500th century, 1,000 years of the Middle Ages being shut down, family. 1,000 years. So now let's look into this balkanization. I like to show you guys scriptures, and I also like to share videos, and I like to
most project management,
because you have to exercise every senses. You got to exercise the visual. You got to listen, right? And you got to read. Those are the things that will allow your mind to expand. That whole nonsense of the first thing in the first 5 years are the most important. No, man. And supposedly they say after that you don't learn. No, not at all. Your mind is always able to regenerate. You will always learn and grow. Trust and believe that.
Tools are like a black box. No idea who's doing what until it's too late. But
let's listen to Halifas again, because he's talking about the next war, which is why I said WW3, right, is going to be between them and me, meaning us and them. I have to say it that way because I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying it. But that's where I see WW3 happening here. Against, and like the brother had given me this picture a long time ago, and I really thank him for bringing that to my attention. This is the magazine I got. I got the magazine, right? When I saw this, and I knew. Missiles, supposedly the savior. Timing, voting. This is the lithium. This is the stock market. This is the, tariff trading, the ships and all the containers. And this is the guy from China. And I think, and I don't know yet who this is, but I think, and I'll leave it open, because they're talking about South America. Zelensky, Putin, wars. You see the nights, the moons, the time of process. This is the actual why they're fighting for lithium. Because, in a matter of fact, Mexico, by the way, in case you don't know this, in 2024, this is why I knew that WW3 would be between us and them. Because look, this is what they want. White power! The balkanization. They want their system to be the way they've always been. Separate by conquering. Listen to this.
Mira, en el libro de Caspar Weinberger, The Next War, La Guerra Próxima, ya lleva más de 20 años ese libro, él habla de la invasión a México.
Show, and if you read the book, you'll see that the activities that the United States did in that Mexican scenario were designed to relieve the Mexican people of very major suffering caused by a guerrilla terrorist kind of activity that had taken over from the regular Mexican government after assassination.
El muro, quien mejor, ahora sí vamos a la mercadotecnia de Trump, él siempre ha glorificado a la empresa israelí Magal Systems, que es la que hace los muros, en cuya tiene parte accionaria el Estado de Israel. Eso tampoco hay que olvidarlo. Y son especialistas en muros, sino que le pregunten a los palestinos, ¿no? En Gaza, en Cisjordania, muros de la ignominia, ¿no? Y en México son los candidatos primarios a la construcción del muro. Igual que tienes la empresa Mekorot, que es de Israel, del agua, que son los que quieren privatizar el agua con Korenfeld, ¿no? Que es un felón, etcétera. Entonces,
You see that image right there? You see that? Let that sink in. This is who came with them since the beginning of time, family. They've been financing this shit since the get-go. Let me show you this right here. Here it goes right here. Matter of fact, let me play it because it's not that long. It's not that long. It's going to talk about. Here, let me skip it to here. Okay, let's go.
Que no es con túneles subterráneos, con sensores muy finos, toda esa tecnología que ellos manejan muy bien. Y que obviamente no la maneja Cemex. Bueno, Cemex, no puedes perder de vista la relación de Cemex con Enrique Krause. Cemex es la mayor publicista de toda la vida de Enrique Krause en las letras libres, que ni es de él, es de Televisa. Entonces, es muy clara esa conexión. Yo creo que aquí la comunidad israelí va a estar metida en un lío si no define su lealtad. Porque ahorita que estamos yendo a la remexicanización de México, porque a México lo habían desmexicanizado. Todo el grupo itamita lo había desmexicanizado, lanzándose al modelo neoliberal sionista, pero los gringos no nos aceptaron. Bueno, a ellos, yo nunca estuve de ese lado, ¿no? Lo sacaron a patadas y ahora se quieren remexicanizar, ¿no? Y te hablan de unidad cuando ellos siempre practicaron la desunión. Entonces, yo creo que aquí el problema es tienen que mostrar bien su lealtad. Yo, si fuera de la comunidad, sí les aconsejaría que deben fustigar, criticar la construcción del muro por una empresa israelí. E igual a nivel de Mekorot, la privatización del agua. Porque sí se va a aumentar el antisemitismo definido por ellos a ese nivel. Y a mí van a ser más popular.
¿Podría pensarse en una división o balcanización de los Estados Unidos mexicanos?
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? This is why they want to supposedly consider the narcos terrorists. This is the reason why they want to consider narcos terrorists. For the re-balkanization. By dividing once again who we are, we will then lose our identity once more. When you separate the north, the south, the east, and the west, guess what? We're not raza no more. Just like in California. You got norteños and sureños fighting over so-called territory, which, by the way, right now don't even belong to us. You guys are fighting under... anyways, that's, whatever. The point is the mindset. This is feudalism. Balkanization is feudalism. They've been using it since the beginning of time, family. This is not our system. We're a communal people. We support each other and respect each other's territories. So you don't own it. It's balkanization. The king gave you the land. You are the Lord. So you manage that land. But if you don't give him his taxes, he'll take that shit. Rights program.
Mira, yo cada vez que estudio a Netanyahu, desde hace 20 años, cuando manejé el concepto, y a ti te conoce la palestinización de los mexicanos, pues me basé en lo que hacía Netanyahu en Israel con los palestinos. Y es lo mismo que está haciendo Trump con los mexicanos. Pero ¿qué siguió? Hoy Israel está propiciando la balcanización de los países árabes. En Irak, en Siria, en Líbano, etc. Bueno. Y incluso hasta en Turquía, y ya no siendo árabes, ya a nivel islámico, entre kurdos y turcos, a ellos les conviene. Porque eso es lo que sustenta la teocracia y el apartheid de Israel. Mira, yo te doy datos duros del ejército de Estados Unidos, sobre todo de gente muy vinculada a Israel. Por ese proyecto de balcanización hay que tenerlo presente. Mira, en el libro de Caspar Weinberger, The Next War, La Guerra Próxima, ya lleva más de 20 años ese libro, te hablo del secretario del Pentágono, habla de la invasión a México.
Show, and if you read the book, you'll see that the activities that the United States did in that Mexican scenario were designed to relieve the Mexican people of very major suffering caused by a guerrilla terrorist kind of activity that had taken over from the regular Mexican government after assassination.
Y empieza a hablar Robert Kaplan, que él se formó en el ejército israelí, nos guste o no, estaba en una revista muy importante de Atlantic, que incluso tiene mucha influencia con Clinton, con Obama, etcétera, etcétera. él maneja que hay 3 Méxicos. Y que México puede ir a su norte, centro y sur, ¿no? Bueno, luego hay Stratford, que es Strategic Forecasting, que es... pero fíjate cómo me lleva toda la pista a Israel. Al final del día, todos los caminos llevan a Israel.
See, at the end of the day, it all leads to that heathenish nation. It all leads to that. Let me read this to you guys real quick. Job, let's see, Job chapter 5, verse 12. I do want to say this though. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. This goes in answer to you, brother. You're saying that, what should we do? I mean, you don't just sit back. Like, you really are, if you really believe in our Creator, bro, there's a lot of stuff that is required of you. First things first is repent, man. Cleanse your ways. And start looking at your people with love, compassion, and empathy. Stop hating yourself and stop hating our gente. Start to show love to our people. Because this is all we got. He taketh away the wise of their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. So as much as they try to plan these things, he ain't going to allow them to do this. They had their chance one time. That's it. This is their second run. Sorry, Trump. Sorry, crackety cracks. You ain't going to happen like that. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in noonday as in the night, meaning this is going to be flipping on them. The curses that happen to us is going to be happening to them at this point forward now. They may seem like they're moving forward with their plan, but I'm telling you right now, this is called desperation. Psalms 33:10 also says the same thing. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught, meaning that you might think you have a plan, but he's going to destroy that shit. He make the devices of the people of none effect. So, and as much as you try to plan this out, like, yeah, it's going to happen. We're going to take over. Nah. Listen, you had your chance. You had your chance. Just like Canaan, you had your chance. That's it. Finito. No more. Isaiah 19:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. You see? And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards, because that's what we know that BHI likes to do. That is their root. Y'all worship demons. We know this now. Your boy Matthews was the one that started this whole thing. The verse 14, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as drunken man staggered in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. I'm going to show you this video, which I find so interesting. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Give me a second. This is the 6 stages, I believe. Did I download it now? Oh, that's right. I didn't download it here. I'm going to show you this video, family. 6 stages real quick. I thought I downloaded it, but I didn't. Let me show you something. Give me a second real quick. All right. So let me download this real quick. 6 stages. Video. 2025. Okay, hold on. All right, give me a second. Let me go ahead and get it for y'all. Let's learn about this. I found this video to be very interesting. It gives us an idea. It gives us an idea of what a society looks like. It's pretty quick. Check this out. All right, let's go.
Glubb analysed the life cycle of empires. He found remarkable similarities between them all. An empire lasts about 250 years, or 10 generations, from the early pioneers to the final conspicuous consumers who become a burden on the state. 6 ages define the lifespan of an empire. The age of pioneers, the age of conquests, the age of commerce, the age of affluence, the age of intellect, ending with bread and circuses in the age of decadence. There are common features to every age of decadence. An undisciplined, overextended military, the conspicuous display of wealth, a massive disparity between rich and poor, a desire to live off a bloated state, and an obsession with sex. But perhaps the most notorious trait of all is the debasement of the currency. The United States and Great Britain both began on a gold or silver standard, long since abandoned. Rome was no different.
He said Rome was no different. Rome was no different. So you got to be mindful of what that means. You got to be mindful of what it's actually talking about. Matthew 10:26, I got that for you, bro. It says, "You fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known." As a repetitive nature of a nation. They cannot walk away from who they are, according to the Bible. These are the people that were supposed to come here and kind of like, whoop the ass in order for us to get it together. We're losing our minds, so to speak. Proverbs 26:27. "Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him." So again, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Now, again, I'm going back to the whole history of who these people are, because it's time that they find out again who they are, because they don't want to face it. American feudalism. How our nation went from "we the people" to "my feelings trump your rights." Most Americans who are bent towards socialism do not identify themselves publicly as socialists. Nor do they employ the Marxism slogan that socialism is a wave of the future. Nonetheless, they have a way of looking at things that embraces the idea. The American approach to socialism is gradualist, piecemeal, and step by step. It is by a way of government intervention, government-provided welfare program, and government regulation control. These steps are called progressive and are said to be keeping the contemporary situation and modern needs as supposed to be pointed towards a brighter future. So they say. But here's what happens here. Government is a means. The development of staticism, the totalizing of government power of the lives of citizens, and a veneration of the organ in which the power resides is both obvious and readily explained. That's what they're trying to do, by the way. They're trying to take rights from everybody because they want it to be the white way. No other way but the white way. We see here then, the abundance will enable a reversal of an old order of things. Modern mercantilism will remove the economic machine from the middle of the landscape to one side, where under the planning by inducement, its ever more efficient automata will provide the goods and services required by the general welfare. Here we see that mercantilism, or should I say capitalism, is supposedly trying to replace feudalism. Feudalism has no such apologist. Yet what we are developing is much more closely akin to feudalism than to mercantilism, meaning capitalism, and much more steeply entwined with the premises of those who think of themselves as socialists. See, the thing is this, when as much as you try to move away from who you guys are, you will always bring back yourselves of who you guys are. Capitalism is just feudalism. So that's what it is. A new feudalism does not, of course, resemble the old feudalism. In detail, generally, the similarity is essential. Modern socialists have not revived the outraged trapping of monasticism, have not established lords of the manor who defend their position with swords and shields, and have not permitted a religious hierarchy to rule over a certain area of life. Well, they're doing it now. It should be obvious that it is not such matter. It should be obvious that it is not in such matter that feudalism has been revived. In at least two essentials, also, the new feudalism is unlike the old. Positions are not inherited generally, and powers are not concentrated or unchecked, rather than divided and balanced against one another. In the United States, which concerns us here, the new feudalism is corporate in a manner of similar to the old. Now, I find it so interesting because I was also reading this book called Los Judíos en el Descubrimiento de América, right? By Daniel Mesa Bernal, printed in 1989. volume 252. I'm sorry, number 252, volume 38. Watch what it says here. And again, it was just the first page. I haven't read the whole thing, and I kind of went back and forth. I've had this for a few years, but this is what caught my attention. Okay, check this out. Okay, there it goes. I was starting to read it, and I did not know what that word meant. Honestly, I didn't know. I was like, feudalismo? What is that? So that's what started this class. It says, a partir del siglo XIX, se presenta en Europa una renovación ideológica, con nuevas inquietudes espirituales, con la desaparición de del feudalismo, se inicia la formación de las modernas naciones europeas. They were moving away from feudalism because they were doing it to themselves, and then they became each other independent states, right? Se produce transformación política, científicas, religiosas, literarias y económicas que afectan la forma de la vida de los pueblos. So we see here, right, that this is an actual los judíos en el descubrimiento de América. So he's talking about things that were supposedly left behind, but they brought them here. Se producen transformaciones. Hold on a second. Afectan la vida de... Okay. El nombre toma interés por el universo haciendo abstracción de conceptos religiosos. La reforma debilita el poder de la iglesia y de la autoridad del Papa, y la imprenta, por su parte, difunde toda clase de conocimiento y contribuye a que la cultura pase de las manos del clero a la burguesía. See? So they took it from the church and they gave it to the haciendas. Because that's where it all occurred. Look, en 1492, cuando Europa reconoció a Roma como Tribunal Supremo de las Leyes Internacionales, el español de origen judío, Rodrigo Borja, remember, el español de origen judío, Rodrigo Borja, Borgia. You see that? Borgia is of so-called Jewish descent. Ocupa el trono de San Pedro con el nombre de Alejandro VI. Ese mismo año España descubre a la América y son expulsados los judíos. So-called Jesus, right? Because that's what they say. The BHI say that Caesar Borgia was Jesus. Well, Borgia had a Jewish origin. If you guys say you ruled Europe, you mean you're telling me you didn't know this shit either? Y'all stupid, man. You guys don't even know what to teach anymore. But we see here now that through the descubrimiento de América, we see a somehow, some way connection to el comiendas, which deals with feudalism. Check this out. Era conocida la ascendencia sefardita del rey católico. Y era ostensiblemente diferente con las gentes de la estirpe de su madre, y según don Salvador de Madariaga, cuando Juan II envió a su hijo Fernando de Cecilia como rey. So even the king had a Sephardic descent. Y'all trying to be Sephardics? This is what I'm telling you, man. You guys don't know what you're talking about when you try to say we're Sephardics too. This is really crazy. Anyways, that's the whole concept started from feudalism. Now we go back into Revelation 13 and 9. Sorry, I'm going fast. I just want to make sure that I can cover a lot of what I was trying to bring out. Revelation 13 and 9 once again says this. Let's go to 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell thereon to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. After 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, we know that this particular individual would get back in power. And how would they start manipulating our people? How will they implement this balkanization, feudalism? Many be broken without him. So now we see this. Now, let me show you this. Encomiendas wasn't fun for us, family. Encomiendas was not fun for us. Encomiendas. Give me a second. I appreciate you guys that are sticking around. I know I go along on these classes, but hey, you know what? That's just the way I roll, bro. I'm old school, man. Anyways, let's listen to this real quick. I think this is important. You guys need to really, really pay attention to this stuff. Give me a second. Let me close this up. I don't need this right now. Hold on a second. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let me show you guys this. I see what's going on, man. Wow. So the live is like keeps disconnecting me. Give me a second. That's I don't even know what the hell to think anymore, family. This is so crazy, man. Like it literally just disconnects it and then man. Hold on. Here it goes. Let me play it.
The hacienda system was a tragedy for Mexico.
The haciendas were large estates. Some originated from Spanish land grants, while others were made up of lands the owners had bought or stolen. They were nearly totally self-sufficient enterprises that up until the revolution functioned in a semi-feudal system. The haciendas generated much of the wealth of the country, but most of it stayed in the hands of a few. The owner, called an hacendado, had nearly total power over the peones, the people who worked the land. The southern state of Morelos was home to some of the richest haciendas in all of Mexico. Many of them were sugar plantations, long known for horrendous conditions. After centuries of abuse, Morelos was ripe for a rebellion.
Un día en Cocoyoc, ahí en esa calle donde vivo, pues encuentra un español. Indio, ¿qué haces? Así con esa palabra orgullosa. ¿Qué haces, indio? El indio se agacha. Usted lo ve, señor. Porque ya sabía que la opresión era grande. Por eso, los que nos lanzamos a la revolución en defensa de la patria, no fue una valentía, un orgullo, una necesidad. Que querían que trabajáramos a punta de ciudadanos por 25 centavos, amaneciendo hasta Metesol. Andaban los alcapaces en las calles, que no hubiera ninguno en su casa sentado ni acostado, menos, y lo veían, vamos para afuera, ni permiso pedían los alcapaces. A punta de chicotazo, vamos a cargarse la calle, a cortar calle, por 25 centavitos. Centavitos, no pesos, como ahora. ¿Y quién iba a aguantar eso? Dígame, ¿quién va a aguantar eso? Luego resultó esa la revolución.
And if you guys did pay attention, it says a semi-feudal state. No. Encomiendas are encomiendas. It's not a semi-feudal state. It is what it is. Now, in case you guys don't know this, and I'm bringing little pieces to you guys so you can understand what we are dealing with. See, this nation of people, the scripture said that they will have plans and all, but they just won't be able to come through with them because they're infighting. It's a group of nations. Remember, it's not just the Anglo. Daniel 2:41 says, "And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of the potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay." So it's a mixture of individual thoughts and ideas, right? Religions and people. And as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Just a mixture of people, a mixture of ideas, a mixture of languages like Babylon. Because that's really what you have to consider if you're looking at individuals like this right here. It should not be surprising to y'all what we have and what we are encountering this very day. Let me show you guys this real quick. I want to point this out. Where are you? Oh, here it goes right here. Is this it? Give me a second. Let's see, where are you, man? I can't believe I can't find it now. This is crazy. Oh, hold on, family. Hold on. Let me see where I put it. I'll find it in a bit. It's all good. It's all good. Let me show you guys this real quick, okay? You guys show you a video. I thought I put it in here, but I guess I didn't. Sorry, man. This thing threw me off. Okay, so here's the structure motorized where things start getting kind of, difficult for people. Again, I showed you guys videos. I showed you guys some examples. I showed you guys like some of the things that we're experiencing. And it says that, even though that they have an enterprise, a so-called idea, supposedly to conquer, it is going to come to naught. You just don't have to be patient. You also have to be considerate of your people. Check this out. This is what I call demise.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the news and the stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's, every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. And then on top of that, As if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing.
Over COVID, obviously, I stopped. And there's always been an underlying tone that America is dangerous. But, you know, we run Hollywood, so a lot of the media that is consumed by people in other countries is still American. However, I'm on my first international trip since COVID, and it has gotten worse. I have heard from every nationality that America is dangerous, but head around it.
This short 59-page book will make 6 figures on Amazon this year. In fact, I paid Ghostwriter.
You live in America. You live in the freest, safest country in the world.
There's 165 countries in the world that have freedom for their citizens, and America ranks number 23 among those in terms of actual individual freedom that their citizens have. Also, among those countries, 72 of those have universal access to healthcare for all their citizens. America's not one of those, which is crazy because Americans work the 13th most hours among these countries while also paying the 14th highest tax rate among these countries. And also couple that with the fact that America
survive, you know, that we're a country, we're a people that are in debt, right? Even at the highest levels of our government. The country itself, we are an immense amount of debt. But when we think of our job market, when we think of things like the gig economy, the hustle culture, and the devaluation of the very concept of a career, I think this is still one of the great self-defining parts of our lives, which is our job, our career.
I saw that scripture, bro. That's why I wanted to wait. Obadiah 1:8. Check this out. And shall I not in that day, say the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? You see, they're crying now. Now they're desperate. Now they're upset. Now they just don't know why things are happening. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That. The demise of a nation happens, and again, it was regarding they would have 1,000 years to be free. I'm sorry, they would be locked down for 1,000 years, and then they'll have but a short time. That time is up. The time is up. Check this out.
We have so many economists coming on our air and saying, oh, this is a bubble and it's going to burst and this is going to be a real issue for the economy. Some say it could even cause a recession at some point. What is the worst case scenario if, in fact, we were to see prices come down substantially across the country?
Well, I guess I don't buy your premise. It's a pretty unlikely possibility. We've never had a decline in house prices on a nationwide basis.
Ben Bernanke became chairman of the Federal Reserve Board in February 2006, the top year for subprime lending.
Hurry up. See, it just takes me off the. Oh my God, this is so fucking stupid. Well, check this out, family. I'm gonna have to skip to this. So let's listen to some of this stuff that they admittedly say not to do. All right, watch.
Los Angeles residents, if you or a family member were impacted by the fires, it's important to.
Record losses of $3.2 billion, and its stock collapsed.
The effects of Lehman and AIG in September still came as a surprise. I mean, this is even after July and Fannie and Freddie. So clearly there was stuff that as of September, major stuff, that nobody knew about.
I think that's fair.
Bear Stearns was rated AAA like a month before it went bankrupt?
More likely A2.
A2.
Lies, pure lies. And all financing did everything possible to make it seem as if everything was good, rated all kinds of things that, like, for example, you that don't have good credit, they rated you AAA, bro. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys pay on time. The prophecy's clear. Prophecy's clear. So let me read this to y'all. Baruch 4:25. It says here, my children, suffer patiently, that the wrath that is come upon you from God. For thine enemies had persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone through rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. You guys are seeing this going on today. I had a chance to talk to a particular individual about this, and it's pretty crazy what he saw. He said he's going to send me some videos because he actually recorded them. Hopefully I can get them to him.
Los incendios que asolan el condado de Los Ángeles están alcanzando niveles históricos. 4 incendios principales continúan arrasando, dejando a su paso devastación y muerte. Al menos 10 personas han perdido la vida, pero las autoridades advierten que el número real de víctimas podría ser mucho mayor. Las evacuaciones masivas, sumadas a una alerta de evacuación enviada por error a millones de residentes, han provocado un caos generalizado. El incendio de Pacific Palisades, ahora considerado el más costoso en la historia de Estados Unidos, y el Eaton Fire han destruido al menos 10,000 estructuras. Comunidades enteras han quedado reducidas a cenizas. Para evitar saqueos, se han impuesto toques de queda, y la policía ya ha arrestado a varios saqueadores. Las condiciones climáticas siguen complicando los esfuerzos de los equipos de emergencia. Los fuertes vientos y la sequedad del terreno dificultan el control de las llamas, y si los vientos se intensifican, los aviones cisterna y helicópteros no podrán operar. Esto pone de manifiesto la vulnerabilidad de California frente a los incendios. Además, la jefa del Departamento de Bomberos de Los Ángeles advirtió que los recortes presupuestarios de $17 millones, aprobados recientemente, han limitado la capacidad de respuesta ante emergencias de gran escala como esta. Estas reducciones han afectado la formación y el uso de fuego. Gracias a su rápida acción, evitaron lo que pudo haber sido una tragedia aún mayor. Estos eventos, que parecen sacados de un guión apocalíptico, están sucediendo mientras hablamos. En este video vamos a profundizar en estos temas, relacionándolos con las señales proféticas de Mateo 24 y explorando lo que podría significar para nosotros y el mundo. Quédate hasta el final, porque lo que vamos a compartirte no solo es revelador, sino que puede cambiar la forma en la que vemos los tiempos que vivimos. Los incendios que están devastando el condado de Los Ángeles han alcanzado ya proporciones alarmantes, con más de 27,000 hectáreas quemadas. Hay múltiples incendios activos a la vez. Las autoridades temen que el número de víctimas pueda aumentar a medida que se realicen más evaluaciones en las áreas afectadas. El incendio de Pacific Palisades sigue siendo el más destructivo en la historia del condado de Los Ángeles.
We're going to be finishing up at 5 o'clock, all right? So I got about another 20 minutes. So let me show you this real quick. I know I've shared this video before with y'all, and it may be annoying and shit. You know, like, man, you guys play. Nah, I don't care, bro. I don't care. It's prophetic.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, broadcasting to bring you this emergency action notification. This is a global emergency. Emergency information to follow.
That right there is what I wanted to show you. Check this out right here. Look at that fire. Look at this fire right here. It's coming in. First of all, it's our people saying, yo, it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Look at that. Those are the Mexicas right there, man. Those are the giants. The giants Mexicas are like, bro, we're here to get our shit back. Look at that. Bam. Who are these people? Let's go. Happy Halloween. That's a hint, family. Could it be 2025 Halloween? Look at that. So the same balkanization that they did to us will happen to them. This is no joke. This is serious stuff.
But who are those people that?
I've shared this with you guys before, the Hopi prophecy. It goes about 15 minutes, and he's talking about certain people are going to be here. So let me you guys can always watch this later. I have other videos that do this. But let's see exactly what's going to occur. It says here, at the end of time, when the Most High is when the highest is going to start visiting this land, you will start seeing things occur, fires and earthquakes and chaos and people and money inflation. Matter of fact, 2 Ezra 16 says that when the food and everything gets real cheap, you're going to think that everything's good. No, that's when it's going to start saying. So once we started seeing 99-cent stores, Walmart, all of these stores closing, it's here. It's happening. It's in your face. It's a 2 Ezra, I believe, 16. I think it says here in verse 16. It says, here it goes. Let's see. Okay, here it goes right here. Verse 21. Behold, 2 Ezra 16:21. Behold, visuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good cases. Yeah, America's prosperous. 99-cent stores. We can buy a car for, we can, you can buy shit for $1, right? And even then shall evils grow upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. So once you think it's good, can you go back and buy a 99-cent, something at the 99-cent store? Is there such a thing as a $5 store, 5 and under? No, everything's 10 and over. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is real stuff, family.
Clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night.
Interrupt all broadcasting to bring you this emergency reaction notification. This is a global emergency. Important information to follow.
Basically saying that the only way that the balkanization system is destroyed, it cannot be by our hands, but by the hands of our spiritual creators. That's the only way it's going to occur, family. So you're asking, what can we do? Look out for your family. Repent. Seriously, cleanse your ways, man. Let go of your old way. Let go of that old filthy ways. Start using wisdom. Start paying attention to how your mind works. Start harnessing your spirit. Start working towards letting go of the flesh. Because if you believe that we're spiritual people, then this has to be a spiritual change. Just like the scripture said, it is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profited nothing. Now that's the dream that I had. I had several dreams like that. That were, there was a progressive stages of the dream. The first dream that I had was kind of like they're showing up in the clouds. The second dream I had was now they're like positioning themselves. And then the third dream was just like that fire coming down. And I remember being on the second floor and I said to myself, I got scared, but then I said, just pray. In my dream, I got on my knees and I started praying. That's all I could do at that moment. That's all I could do at that moment. So this right here that's going on right now, this is prophetic. And we're basically seeing the stages of what is occurring. Now we're seeing earthquakes, tsunamis, fire, destruction everywhere. Inflation. Like, talk about wars. Okay, come on, man. Look at this right here.
De los eventos que caracterizarán el tiempo previo a su regreso y al fin de los tiempos. Su discurso es de agua contaminada. Recién inició el año 2025 y ya
Here, let me read that real quick because I like what this guy said. That it's basically on the video he talks about that this is prophetic stuff happening. Revelation 18:6 says this: "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled, fill to her double." My son's 24 years old. And because of these chemicals that they put in our systems, they completely destroyed his life. My son has no peace in him. He's been suffering for the last, I don't know how long anymore. And we may be in the point where we may lose him. I don't ever talk about these things on live, but family, it has gotten more difficult as I got. Matter of fact, since I woke up to this truth is when my son started losing his eyesight. When I came into this truth is when really things started affecting him the most. That's why I'm like, I see these people crying. Oh, it's a little hard. You think, man, bro? You think you have it hard? You don't know. You don't know what hard yet is. Reward even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. What were some of the works that they did? Let me show you some of the works that they did. This is from the book called Secretos 1910. I'm just going to show you some very quick pictures. This is their emblems, family. Emblema Masónico, Cruz de Tao. These are all the people here. Los que intervinieron. This is who were poking their hand at our peace to govern ourselves. Henry Wilson, John Lind, Knox, Taft, Crawway, Hitzway, Wilson, Woodrow Wilson, Hockenheim, John Pierpont Morgan, Henry Pierce, Edgar Speyer, George Galt. All of these are Jewish people. Rothschild, Rockefeller, they're Jewish. Khazar converts. Prescott Bush. See this? This is since the beginning of time. Show you something real quick. More often, blacks were expected to live in the margins of New Spain towns and to fill marginal posts. Less common was the decision of Juan Garcia, who took his share of early spoils of the conquest of Peru and returned to Spain, where he lived to be an old man, an old African black man. As a free Spanish-born mulatto and a member of the exceptionally profitable company that acquired gold and silver in Cajamarca between 1532 and 1533, at Cusco in 1534, he had the luxury of that option. Yet, as a black man, he also was escaping murmurs of resentments that had been begun to circulate in Lima and Peruvian status. Certainly, Africans were valued in the Spanish conquest. What did they have? Indeed, the only solid evidence of blacks being given encomiendas, a feudal-style system of governing. that I have found from Chile. See? Encomiendas wasn't just for white folks, family. Negros came and conquered with the white man. It says it right here. They have been the doorkeeper from the get-go. Perhaps the most typical position of all was that of a doorkeeper. The position held by Garrido in Mexico. Like, for example, in government, right? In government, it's white and black. They don't give no clout to no so-called Hispanics. Why do you think? Let's not forget. We've dealt with this since the beginning of time. This is from the Harvest of Empire. Anglo settlers head south in the borders. The Mexican annexation of 1836 between 1848. However, were not sufficient to satisfy the expansionist scheme of the Manifest Destiny proponents. Some called for seizing more of Mexico's mineral land in North American territory. Southern planters especially coveted the tropical Central America isthmus, where a half dozen fledgling republics seemed ripe for the conquest. Perhaps the foremost representative of the expansionists was William Walker, a Tennessee-born lawyer and journalist. Walker hardly fit the image of the wash-buckling mercenary dictator who he would become. Listen, if it wasn't for the Mexica tribe, you Central Americans and you South Americans would basically just be under servitude 100%. Those are facts, especially you Islanders as well. The tribe that has been pushing against this Anglo-Saxon power and this so-called Afro-Indigenous people that have been helping them from the get-go has been us. This is from Open Veins of America. The human murder by poverty in Latin America is secret. Every year, without making a sound, 3 Hiroshima bombs explode over the communities that have become accustomed to suffering with clenched teeth. This systemic violence is not apparent, but is real and constantly increasing. And its holocausts are not made known in the essential press, but in food or agriculture organization statistics. Then it says, the World Bank, he says, will give priority in its loans to countries that implement birth control plans. McNair notes with regret that the brains of the poor do 25% less thinking. That's how they see you guys. They see us as beggars. They consider themselves superior over us, even though they're not. They don't even know how to wash their ass. Ask their women. They don't even know their own history. They can't even comprehend the book itself. But again, this is the propaganda that we deal with. So let me end it with this right here. Well, I'm not going to end it with that necessarily, but let me show you this video. Because again, if you guys do not study, you will get bombarded with. Check this out.
Would access to 100% financing for your fix and flip business help you scale faster? The answer should be simple.
It's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific.
Of California should not have to put a fact.
So they're lying. Even you see, even when it comes to their own people trying to survive, they're doing politics to bullshit people. Y'all are wicked ass fucking people, man.
It's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific.
Of California should not have to put a fact check up on his site that says Trump is conflating two entirely unrelated. It's pure fiction.
Sure. This is exactly.
All right, man. So this is all I got. I'm sorry. I wish I would have had more for you, but I just wanted to get this out the way. But I think it's important that at least you guys get a little taste of it. Again, it's been a week, and there's been a lot of hardship in the family this week. My son hasn't been doing well. It's just the facts, man. All right, so hope you guys can be patient with me. I thank you guys for appreciating this channel, supporting it. You know what I'm saying? Please share, like, and I would suggest to go back to some of the older classes that I have done. There's a lot of important information in there. Forgive me if I'm blunt sometimes or too harsh on people, but this is the way I am. And I'm not going to try to be somebody I'm not. So for you brothers and sisters that are indigenous to this bloodline, please remember and keep in mind that I'm not trying to impress an ideology on you. What I'm saying is that there are some Hebrews here that are indigenous. And I believe a lot of you indigenous brothers and sisters are Hebrews. And in case you don't know this, we had these laws before the white man came. They called it Christianity. We called it heritage. They called it, loving Jesus. We called it structure. They called it prosperity. We called it communalism, taking care of our gente, our elders and our children. That's why we are the way we are. Love you, man. You guys have a good night. Let's finish some videos and then play some music and we're done.
Well, this here's my new blockbuster. This is my daughter, Catherine. Shalom Aleichem, Jackson 2 Bass.
Mr. Baloo, what's the use of saying Shalom Aleichem to me? I'm a full Sioux Indian. I'm not one of the chosen people.
All right, go ahead being stubborn if you want it.
Well, I ain't stubborn.
Oh, not much you ain't. According to an ex-congressman of these United States I heard give a lecture at the Chautauqua this winter, Indians is the lost tribe of Israel, but he won't admit it.
Just ain't true.
He was an ex-congressman of these United States, I tell you.
But maybe he was mistaken.
No, he was not. Jackson just got a mean, stubborn streak in him is all. I brought Mr. Bernstein, the telegraph operator, out here from town last month, and he stood right where you're standing now, and he talked Hebrew at Jackson for 10 minutes by my watch, and Jackson pretended he didn't understand a word. Now, I call that stubborn.
Well, I didn't understand a word.
You see what I mean? Now, you get that trunk down out of there. I'll get the sergeant.
En el roofing, solo los más valientes guerreros aztecas y mayas se atreven a trabajar. Este es uno de los trabajos más peligrosos en los Estados Unidos.
The funny thing is, and the media won't tell you this, and that's why CNN sucks. And MSNBC sucks, too. And obviously Fox sucks. What they don't tell you is the facts. Latinos are on welfare less. Latinos commit crimes less. Latinos create jobs more. Latinos create new businesses more. See, those are stats. Those are metrics I can prove to you. Latinos pay more taxes to help you retire, and they sacrifice so that you can, right? Most Latinos who come here undocumented work and pay into Social Security without ever getting any of the benefits from Social Security. Yeah, to the tune of like $80 billion a year.
If you've ever wanted to transition into a remote six-figure recession-proof position, we have an opportunity.
Than others.
I don't know where that video came from, family. That wasn't what I was intending to play, dude. What's wrong with you, bro? Hold on a second. This is what I wanted to play.
Part 2.
Oh, I wanted to play this. Hey, by the way, VTC, man, appreciate the stuff that you post, bro. That shit is fire. Let's go.
Let's talk about the braceros and why these Mexican workers were absolute fucking legends. By the end of the bracero program in 1964, over 4 million Mexicans had crossed the border to keep America's farms alive. Let that sink in. 4 million hardworking men who left everything behind to save the U.S. agricultural economy. These braceros weren't just workers, they were warriors. They stepped into fields under the scorching sun, breaking their backs day after day, harvesting everything from cotton to fruits and vegetables. And for what? Shitty pay, shitty conditions, and a system that didn't give a damn about them. They were promised fair wages, housing, and respect, but instead many were cheated out of their money. Some even had portions of their paychecks withheld with the promise of getting it later. But guess what? A lot of them never saw that fucking money. And still, these men didn't give up. They powered through because they had something bigger driving them. Hope. Hope for their families, hope for their communities, and hope for a better future. They weren't just saving crops, they were planting seeds for the future. Their hard work laid the foundation for the Latino communities we see thriving in the U.S. today. Here's the thing. Without the braceros, America's agricultural economy could have completely collapsed during World War II, but do they get the recognition they deserve? Hell no. Their stories are barely mentioned, their sacrifices are overlooked, and their impact is downplayed. So let's set the record straight. The braceros weren't just laborers, they were heroes. They showed the world what Mexican grit looks like. They proved that Mexicans don't just survive, we thrive, and they did it with fucking dignity even when the system tried to break them. So if you're watching this and you didn't know their story, now you do. And if you're still not proud of what they did, what the hell are you doing? Like this video, share it, and give the Bracheros the respect they've earned. It's time everyone knows it. As the sun sets on the fields, their stories echo through time, reminding us all of the strength and resilience that built a nation. The legacy of the Bracheros is not just a chapter in history, it is a testament to hard work, sacrifice, and the unwavering spirit of those who came to seek a better life. Their stories intertwine with the very fabric of America, reminding us that every contribution counts in building a brighter future.
Oh, it's been. Oh man, you see that? It does that shit on purpose, bro. Check this out. I'm gonna read it again. Let's go back. Let's go back. See, YouTube don't like this shit. They always do this shit to me. All right, so here we go. I'll make it quick. So if you look at the most recent analysis, I did my DNA about a year and a half ago. I've been in this walk for 8 years already, okay? Now, also, 2.5 years ago, I was the first one that shows that our migration went from Jerusalem, through Middle East, through India, through Asia, to the corner of Alaska. They call it the Bering Strait. That's bullshit. That's a migration based on the Bible. So now it says here that predominantly I'm 90-some% indigenous, most recent Mexican and Peruvian. I'm going to make sure of those two, right? Colombian, pure indigenous, yada, yada, yada. Said all these things, right? So now let's go to advanced analysis. Advanced analysis says that, yes, I'm still 92% indigenous, but I'm mostly Peruvian, Mexican, and Colombian. right? So 14% Mexican, predominantly Peruvian. Aymara Quechua tribe. Okay? So now, I'm going to go to the trait tracer. So I was going to say, based on your timeline in this indigenous land, or in this land, we can go back all the way to, 245 AD. So now, I wanted to say, I bring this Peruvian, Mexican, that's what it shows, and then Negro jump on this right here. Like you said, Chinese, Mongolian. Yeah, that's like just whatever. It doesn't matter. The point being is that they ignore the fact that they're 30% fucking white. You got Fopi and shit who has a tan with thin lips and he thinks he's still black. Stupid ass. And you guys really think that, the Messiah is woolly. That's how dumb you are. Okay, so anyways, the point being is, if you see the trade line, like the traits, the bloodline, it goes back Peruvian, Mexican. So it's going back to Peruvian, Mexican, the Maya Inca, the Mexica, Tenochtitlan, and the Mayas, or Incas. You know what I mean? All that region right there, going back and forth, where the pyramids are predominantly. So now let's go all the way to 69 generations. So it says that my bloodline has been here for more than 2,000 years. They can trace it all the way back. So again, if I was supposedly a Spaniard, wouldn't it stop at 1492? Right. Now, AMLO brought out some historical facts in regards to that we were all kinds of colors, brown, light skin, and all that, right? So check this out. It gets even better. It gets even better. So now, if it says here that my family has been here for more than 2,000 years, here in this indigenous land. So now, I didn't come here alone, family. Okay? My forefathers didn't migrate by themselves. We came as a group. So if I'm indigenous of these lands, we've been here for more than 2,000 years. How in the world does it put my forefather in the same region as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? How does it say that my haplogroup, meaning my forefather, my bloodline, originates from this region here? Now I'm telling you, I told you, you indigenous brothers and sisters, a good portion of you are Hebrews, meaning of this bloodline, Israelites. So how is it that I've been here for more than 2,000 years, but then it says that my forefather, my paternal haplo, is from the same region of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Because if you look at their migration, Abraham comes out of here, goes up here, and comes down here, and comes back and forth. Abraham tells Isaac, or Eliezer, to make sure Isaac marries a woman of Padam Aram, which is this region right here. Isaac then makes sure that his son Jacob marries a woman from Padam Aram, from this region right here. This is Haran, where Abraham sojourned. Again, I didn't pay these people to make a DNA like this. I didn't say, hey, look, check it out, man, put me there. No, all I'm saying is the Most High allows these things to occur. This is not a coincidence. So now, I bring this to you, and I'm going to end it with this. I showed you guys who we are. We come here, we're the backbone of this particular nation, right? This is why I got a problem with y'all, man. This is why, again, I listen to politics, and I wait a little bit, but here's where the error is.
These may look like
whatever you guys may want to call yourselves. The moment you lose connection with the fucking reality, here's the reality, is that the white and black man came together and conquered these lands. Okay? That's the reality. So stop saying you built America. Because if you built America, then you should be turning off the fucking fires in California. You didn't build America. Us, we never left this fucking town. Learn about your history. You guys used the head rights program. White and black folks used the head rights program to enslave natives, specifically our sisters. The way that Texas was taken was what? White and black people. Not white. Only. Don't forget that.
You care what color the firefighters
you
are.
can respond and then
Listen, I am so tired. You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is black women. So let me be clear. Because you are a woman, or because I know that some of the right has been sharing these photos of the fact that I believe that the fire chief may be a woman or something, that has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has up and other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to decide that a country of immigrants is failing or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House, and I can promise you it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen.
I have never seen a group of black folks running a construction company building anything. This whole nonsense of we built the White House. Y'all didn't build the fucking White House. You guys had slaves. White and native slaves, and black ones too. White people and black people in America need to learn their fucking history. You both came, helped each other, as well as the Sephardics and the Khazars, the fake converts. You guys all had your hand in this land. This is why this is the only channel that calls you guys out every single time, left and right. I don't favor nobody here. That's why nobody wants to hit the link when they want to debate me about particular topics. With that said, I think I've had my day. So appreciate you guys being here. Let's finish off this class. Hey, what up, bro? What up, bro? What up? Good to have you, man. It's all good. It's all late, but it's all good. Anyway, so that's what I got, man. I hope you guys, can learn something from that. And again, I'm not showing off the DNA to show off like, oh, look at me. Nah, bro. I'm trying to show something to you guys. How does that occur? How does that occur? I
Introducing the Cup 3.
I believe that our Creator works in certain ways, and He allows certain things to be manifested, so we can get a glimpse or at least have a question or idea like, so what's that mean, man? Like, how is that possible? Yeah. That's why you have all these haters and shit from all these other nations criticizing, but all they can do is criticize. So I say, okay, sounds good. Then you show me your DNA. And what do? They can't. Because their DNA shows they're either Africans, predominantly, or African and white. So I ask you again.
Bruh. Wait a minute. Who are you?
Who are you? You guys have a good night.
When it gets into this whole issue of border security, who's going to say that the borders are secure? We've got the House and the Senate debating this issue, and it's really astonishing that in a country founded by immigrants, immigrant has somehow become a bad word. So the debate rages on, and we continue.
Just like that, it's over. We tend to our women. We count on dead. Black and white soldiers wonder alike if this really means freedom. Not yet.
I got 1 job, 2 job, 3 when I need them. I got 5 roommates in this one studio, but I never really see them. And we all came America trying to get a lap dance from Lady Freedom. But now Lady Liberty is acting like Hillary Banks with a prenup. Man, I was brave, sailing on graves. Don't think I didn't notice those tombstones disguised as waves. I'm no dummy. Here's something funny. You could be an immigrant without risking your lives, or crossing these borders with thrifty supplies. All you gotta do is see the world with new eyes.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come.
We get the job done.
Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
It's a hard line when you're an import, baby boy, it's hard times when you ain't sent for races, feed the belly of the beast with they pitchforks, rich chores done by the people that get ignored. Ya se armó, ya se despertaron, it's a whole awakening, la alarma ya sonó hace rato, los que quieren buscan, pero nos apodan como vagos, we're the same ones Hustling on every level, ten los datos. Walk a mile in our shoes, abrochense los zapatos. I've been scoping y'all dudes. Y'all ain't been working like I do. Why y'all work ya? It hurt ya. You claim I'm stealing jobs, though. Peter Piper claimed he picked them. He just underpaid Pablo. But there ain't a paper trail when you living in the shadows. We America's ghost riders. The credit's only borrowed. It's a matter of time before the checks all come. But
immigrants, we get the job done. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. We get the job done. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Immigrants, we get the job. Yeah.
It's America's ghost riders. The credit's only borrowed. It's America's ghost riders. America's ghost riders.
Immigrants, we don't like that. Nah, they don't play. British Empire strikes back. They're beating us like 808s and hi-hats at our own game of invasion. This ain't Iraq. Who these Fugees? What do they do for me but contribute new dreams, taxes and tool swagger and food to eat? Cool, they flee war zones, but the problem ain't ours. Even if our bombs landed on them like the Mayflower. Buckingham Palace, a Capitol Hill. Blood of my ancestors had that all built. With an ink you print on your dollar bill. Oil you spilled. Thin red line on the flag you hoist when you kill. But still we just say, look how far I come. Hindustan, Pakistan to London. To a galaxy far from their ignorance. Cause
immigrants, we get the job done. Por tierra o por agua, identidad falsa. Brincamos muros o flotamos en balsa. La peleamos como Sandino en Nicaragua. Somos como las plantas que crecen sin agua. Sin pasaporte americano, porque la mitad de Gringolandia es terreno mexicano. Hay que ser bien hijo de puta. Nosotros les sembramos el árbol y ellos se comen la fruta. Somos los que cruzaron. Aquí vinimos a buscar el oro que nos robaron. Tenemos más trucos que la policía secreta. Metimos la casa completa en una maleta. Con un pico, una pala y un rastrillo te construimos un castillo. ¿Cómo es que dice el coro, cabrón? Immigrants, we get the job done.
Hey family, I forgot, man, my bad, bro. I really, I didn't really realize that it was that actually thing that you wanted me to read. So, hold on a second. That was a good scripture, bro. James 5:4 says, behold, the hire of the laborer who had reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord on Sabbath, meaning on its completion, when all has been fulfilled. All of these things had to occur. Now, our voices are heard. Our pain is in the sky. Our spirit has spoken to the spirit upstairs. So now there's a connection in understanding, because as you start seeing the revelation of the book being expressed onto your heritage, to your experience, because the Most High is talking to you. Because he's talking to you. So let's continue, family. Hey, sorry about that, brother. Let's continue. Good night.
Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. We get the job done. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Immigrants, we get the job done. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Look how far I come. Immigrants, we get the job done. Not you yet.
That it's over, we tend to our wounded, we count our dead, black and white.
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien cuido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra, no me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote, un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote. Me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote, pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote. Me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia, que hay tantos delitos, que hay tanta demencia. Yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia. Pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias. Si no topa el boy en breve nos para en la calle. No puede salir uno conmigo porque ya hay detalles. No quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle. Quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre. A la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo, pero tumbar gente, quien les dijo que es trabajo. Puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo. Loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país. Todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs. Pa' ponerme más feliz, unos paisas de hachís, mis paisas en el gabacho bien truchas con la polis. Loco en Guanajuato con los ojos bien tumbados, de coto con el quesada, rifando por todos lados. Atento si prendo un blunt en cabina cuando grabo. Represento Nuevo León junto a mi carnal el Davo. Cuando voy pa' Jalisco el pasado está olvidado. Con el perro de la C bien grifo, pedo y enfiestado. Chécate mi banderón unido como había soñado. Bien bajado ese balón, compa lefty bien bajado. Puro hip hop mexa hasta que amanezca. Pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca. Ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca. Si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
Verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida. Yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida. Con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida. Ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle. Disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal, carnal. Crazy life todo el día, vienda live. Pinto tu barda con spray, lo que canto es real. Azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen. No suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle. Mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises. Maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en canala o en hitter. Ando con mi flota y el dealer. Tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide. Me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palanca. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada, se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta. Pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. MC Davo los desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube. Los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte. Somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos. Orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. Jaque mate, no hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. Sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México cabrón.
Es el perrito de la C. La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo les presidente? Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Bow, wow, wow, yipi yo, yipi yucas. Buenas, Montequín, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no, loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa, perros, 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo.
Somos la santa carnal.
Los más chingones de la plaza.
Oye, DJ Dundeque en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye.
Viva México, cabrones.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tabua? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco bron. Si te... En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tabua? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco bron. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Shit, Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, Soplón.
Nero Luigi, man, desde Peña, a la victoria, para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro
que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la tenía, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, si yo soy tu papá. Cinco mob, negro. Cinco mob, nigga. Nero Luigi, man. Incas mob, It's money gang, gang, gang,
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el Ness. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dan. Antes que me branden, yo seré la ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito para que el mundo conociéramos. De esta parte mejor interprete capaz de esta cordillera, sin luz afuera. Que el espectáculo es dentro, la calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento, cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro, y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon del clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón, y para esta pantalla no soy el patrón, yo ya me sé la cuestión, y doy fe por cada renglón, consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Rey y papá, el Nero Luigi, Black Cimental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base.
When you go rogue.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.